Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Wednesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Bob, we've made our way here to the midweek. First Friday miracle for some, Coaster Bob Day for others. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Beamer. Excited to be in here. Excited to be rolling. It's a Wednesday, a little bit of rain last night.
Mm-hmm.
How was your Tuesday, sir?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. William was a pistol yesterday. So that was,
Really?
I don't know what's going on, man. He told you he's got a little bit of a cough going on. Got something, a little stray summer cold for him. He's getting a bunch of teeth. He's drooling all over the place too. So
yeah,
I think it was
chewing fingers.
I think it was. I think it's a perfect combo of just something going on. I think he's getting to the point too where he's just like, eating time. It used to be my favorite time of the day. Now I don't really want to eat anything. I'm like, well, that's not the way that it's going to work in this house.
Well, it's part of you get those teeth coming in, Beam. It's probably a little uncomfortable. He likes to chew on those hands and be active, run around, see what's going on. He won't be strapped into the chair anymore.
We were.
That's freedom.
I know.
What would you do without freedom, Beam?
That's all he wants. That's all he wants to do is run around. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, we're gonna run around. Other than when it's dinner time, like dinner time, lunchtime, we got to sit here.
First breakfast, second breakfast,
second breakfast, 11sies. I mean, when are we gonna have our post supper snack? So yeah, he was a pistol yesterday. I feel like we're just trying to find something to do every day with him. Like yesterday,
activities, Beam.
Yeah, we didn't really have anything going on. We're like, let's try to go to a pool. So went to a pool yesterday afternoon. Burn an hour off the shot clock that way. Even though it started raining as soon as we went there. I'm like, yeah, classic. Doesn't matter though. We're gonna be in the pool. We're gonna be wet. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Did you go to the pool like 4?
Yeah, 3:45.
I was gonna say I was out on the side of the river yesterday.
Yeah.
And it started raining right about the time that we just got on there. So
well, the worst part too
is drizzle, wasn't bad.
We got there during Adult Swim, and we're like, we need to wait 15 minutes. I'm like, that was poor timing on our part. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? Moving forward now, I know 45 to the top of the hour. That's 15 minutes of Adult Swim rest period. So we got that to look forward to, which is good. But yeah, Meredith and I literally, when we put him to bed, Bob, last night, I mean, it was probably 7:30. We sat there in silence for like 15 minutes. Just like, all right, everybody decompress.
It's exhausting.
A minute. Yeah, take a minute. Let everybody relax. Let's compose ourselves back together.
It's easier to relax and take a breath if you have a glass of wine or a drink in your hand.
I didn't do it last night.
It's good. I've been sober for 3 days now, so I feel pretty good about life.
Yeah, time to get back on the horse.
I'm excited, yeah. Today's the day. Wednesday's the day, babe.
How was your
Sunday,
Tuesday?
Recovery. Tuesday, Monday, recovery. Tuesday.
Boy, a glass of wine sounds nice.
Watched House of the Dragon.
Good. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
I mean,
it's good. It was a good episode.
It was a good episode. And I will say this year has been getting much more positive reviews. Mm-hmm. I hate seeing people die, but that's the Game of Thrones mantra.
It is.
Just death all over the place.
So when we were talking about yesterday, I'm like, well, I don't know what Bob knows what he's in store for.
Yeah. I figured it didn't. There's a lot of nefarious characters in there that have maybe their own agendas. So, it's seen and things are kind of not planned out all that well sometimes. So I felt like I had an idea of knowing where it was going. The worst part was I had to meet somebody to go out on the river at about 4 o'clock. And you told me it's 55 minutes. So I started it a little before 3.
Okay.
Thinking, all right, I got to get over there. It'll take about 10, 12 minutes. And I had to pause it with about 5 minutes left.
No.
So we're right in the middle
of the crux of everything.
We're right in the middle of the dragon fight, Beam.
Yeah.
Maybe one dragon had gone down.
Another one was swirling. 2 of them were
swirling around.
Back and forth.
Thinking, where's this going?
Wait, Vagar.
Yeah. Had an idea of what this might look like. Yeah, it was a interesting situation. But watch that. Went over and spoke over the Students of the Boss program at Ohio State. That was great. My man Will Allen, who was speaking to, supposed to be there in person, went to Dayton for the 4th. I guess he had to leave early. He was going to stop by. Okay. So he was just virtual. I was really looking forward to seeing him. But it was a great program talking about, entrepreneurship and pitching and all this stuff. I guess this is the first year of it, but it was a lot of fun. Spoke for about, 25, 30 minutes. Had a great meeting. After that, came home. Had a lunch, Courtney, Bob Cobb.
Perfect.
Spun everything through, boom, meeting, came back, House of Dragon, went and met on the water. Evaluations for Little League football yesterday. So
Evals part 2.
Well, thankfully I didn't have to throw the ball. Usually we do like the back pedal, throw.
Yeah.
And last year I talked into doing it. I said, I'll do any of them. I just don't want to throw because my shoulder hurt for like 3 days after that because I have to throw like 200, 150 balls. So that's terrible. Didn't have to do that though, so that was good. And then came home, relaxed a little bit, got some sleep. And excited to attack it today, Beam, with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
Yeah, we got an awesome show lined up for here this morning. We'll hear from Ross Bjork coming up here in our next segment. Had some comments about just the future of college athletics, what it's like being here. First month on the job for Ross here at Ohio State. So we'll hear from him coming up here in our next segment. Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. He's going to join the program. Talk all things Cleveland sports with him coming up here at 6:35. Tony Gerdeman, he's going to join the program coming up here at 7:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Wednesday, the 10th day of July, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bobby, what do you got lined up for us here on this big Wednesday, buddy?
Well, it's Wednesday, July 10th, 192nd day of the year, 174 remaining. This date, 1850, Millard Fillmore is sworn in as the president after the passing of Zachary Taylor. Shark Millard Fillmore is
13.
Thank you, B.
Good job. Well done. I'm glad hey, you know what, B? We're trying to coach you up. Get smarter every day on this program. Tremendous job out of you. This date, 1819, big day for Austin Ward as his home state becomes the 44th state in the United States, that being Wyoming. State 1913, highest recorded temperature ever recorded on Earth happened on that date to that point in time. Death Valley, California, hitting a $113 beam.
Oof.
Nice and balmy out there. Probably little like a hairdryer to your face. State 1938, Howard Hughes begins his record-breaking 91-hour flight around the globe. Fastest ever to that point in time. This state 1962, Telstar first communication satellite is launched into orbit, helping get the communications around the globe. The state 1968, the Major League Baseball announces it'll be splitting into 2 divisions for 1969. So, Shark, was that when they went to the East and West then?
It was. Before 69 expansion, there were 8 teams in the American League and 8 teams in the National League. And you had the winner of those 8 went to the World Series. When they added 4 teams in 1969, they decided to split in 2 divisions.
2 6-teamers then?
Yep.
Nice. Well done right there by MLB. 1981, Super Freak is released by Rick James.
Nice.
Reminds us that cocaine is a hell of a drug, Beam.
That's true.
91, Sharks' first president ever takes office, Boris Yeltsin.
Boris liked to tip the vodka
Exactly.
a little bit. Yeah.
You know what? He was nominated by people. You get the leader you deserve.
He had one of those big red vodka noses.
Shark, can you name off the Russian presidents in order?
No, I could not.
We've got Boris, we've got Putin, and some dudes in
Boris
between.
was the first.
Yeah.
You had
Gorbachev was in there.
Gorbachev with the stain, yeah.
No, he was the
Oh, that's right. He was the last
of the Politburo.
That's right.
For the whatever the Soviet, whatever his title was,
Prime Minister,
Secretary of Community. It was some weird deal. But more importantly, this date, 1991, the United States women's national team defeated China in the World Cup on U.S. soil at the Rose Bowl in sunny California in front of the largest crowd ever at that point to watch a women's soccer game.
Sunlen shot, and she scores, even up again, but it also means that the USA could win the World Cup on this next kick. Chastain will take it. She missed a penalty kick against China in the Algarve Cup, and they lost that game.
and then she took her top off.
Yeah.
With like the double biflex right in front from the knees.
It's iconic.
It's one of the most iconic moments.
Well, she's got a statue out there.
She's got a statue. You know who else has a statue there?
Archie Griffin.
That's right. Remember that. Jackie Robinson as well. Some birthdays today. Adolphus Busch, founder of Anheuser-Busch, born in this date, 1839. Nikola Tesla, helped do a ton of things with the AC power, and inventor, born in 1856.
Invented time travel, too.
He
apparently.
did. Well, if you've ever watched, is it
The Prestige?
The Prestige, absolutely.
Well, that was like the body doubles, and then they started catching them.
He can do lots of things, man.
All kinds of weird stuff going on.
That was good. Who played him in that, by the way? There was someone famous, but they had him all doctored up. Look that up. Born in this state, 1923, John Bradley, U.S. Marine, won a Naval Cross for his heroism. And Shark, he was one of the people immortalized on the statue, the Iwo Jima statue of the flag raising.
David Bowie.
David Bowie. That's, yes, exactly. How great. Yeah. Did a good job, I thought.
He did.
Great weirdo. Arthur Ashe, born in this state in 1943, won 3 slams. Still the only black man ever to win the Wimbledon singles title there. So fine American Arthur Ashe getting that done. Tommy Bowden, Clemson head coach before Dabo Swinney. Was there from 99 to 2008. That
seems like a long time ago.
Seems like an eternity ago now. But he's turning 70 today and turning 60, 3-time national champ. Won one of them here at Ohio State. UFM, Urban Meyer.
At some point, an individual battle, the other guy says, deep down, I don't want to go anymore. I've had enough. Same thing with a team. At some point, that team says, wait a minute, that's too much for us to handle. That's called tapping out. We will never see this here. We only see on TV sometimes says where the guy says, I'm tired, I've had enough. You do that, you keep walking. Like walking off our bench. We determine when the team taps out. That's a culture. That's a mindset. That's the way you're trained from January. You determine that by how hard you go. Not by your mouth, not by after the whistle taking a swing at a guy, but just nonstop boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Very true.
Yeah.
Good speech by Urban. That was the pre-pep talk to his team. Was that 2014, Shark?
I don't know, but
it sounded like when he
first
got here.
Even better.
What it sounded like.
Turning 52, the lovely Sofia Vergara.
I grew up in Barranquilla, Colombia, in a very traditional Catholic home. My father told me that if I ever did anything artistic, I was going to look like a hooker. I told him, with these huge boobs that I inherited from your mother, I already look like a hooker.
That's a good line. And that's phenomenal. Way to throw it back on Dad. Mm-hmm. Jessica Simpson, speaking of that, Jessica Simpson turning 44 today. And then one of the, I'm going to say future Hall of Fame receivers, a 5-time first-team All-Pro.
His stats bear it.
Second team All-Pro, 2010 All-Decade team. Sharks' favorite, Antonio Brown.
Talking about filing for bankruptcy.
I mean, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that, I just can't comply with debt. It's all about protecting yourself. But, yeah, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not broke, but I'm fractured. Reallocating the debt to take care of the debt towards. That's all I'm doing. Things get overhead, Anybody can sue you, take you for whatever you got. At this point, I don't work. I don't make millions of dollars.
I love it. He's the best. I wish you would have got him talking about the WNBA, Shark.
What about when he celebrated like he won the Super Bowl when he got released from the Raiders?
Yeah. And the sad thing is,
his feet in the cryo chamber.
He probably could have another 250 catches easily and another 2,500 yards. Mm-hmm. Easily, I would have said. He was still at the top of his game.
Pretty good when he was playing, just a few years ago.
He won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. Trent Richardson, Browns potential Ring of Honor nominee. Hey, he's the last running back I know for the Browns to garner a first-round pick.
Yeah.
You're right. Nick Chubb was second round.
And they drafted him with a first-rounder and got a first-rounder for him.
That's good return on investment.
It really is. Maybe not as good for the Colts.
Yep.
Jim Irsay may have been a little high when he was looking at that one. Turning 34 years young today. Some holidays observances. It's Don't Step on a Bee Day, Global Energy Independence Day, International Nikola Tesla Day, National Kitten Day, National Pina Colada Day, Pick Blueberries Day, Statehood and Wyoming Day, Teddy Bears Picnic Day, and U.S. Energy Independence Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date. Wednesday, July 10th, the 192nd day of the year, 174 remaining in 2024.
Good job on that, Bob, as always. Ross Bjork isn't shying away from big-time expectations in his first year as AD here at Ohio State. You'll hear from him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, heading out the door, no major crashes we're watching, but we are watching a wet commute for you, especially on I-71 as you make your way into the metro. Also on 161 out in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Hey, it's Chaps. After my initial consultation with Awaken 180 Weight Loss, I had one thought in mind. I could do this. After my first week losing 7 pounds, I thought, I'm doing this. Every week, I found myself sticking to my plan and continuing to lose weight. Why? Because Awaken 180 is doable, a simple term with a whole lot of meaning. If you've tried to lose weight in the past, you know what I mean. Either it was too time-consuming, too confusing, or maybe you weren't eating enough. All valid reasons, all of which are put to bed with Awaken 180. By now, you probably know someone who's lost weight with Awaken 180. Ask them. I bet one of their first things they would say is the program is doable. Maybe their word would be easy or realistic, but they all mean doable just the same. If your goal is to lose weight and you want a program that makes sense, do what I did and call Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Does our waiter look familiar?
I think he was the Plum Insurance mascot.
If all insurance companies were like NJM and didn't use gimmicks, then their mascots would have to get real jobs.
That explains the long purple hair in my soup.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew. Federally insured by NCUA.
Join us for the Schmitz Cardale Jones Celebrity Softball Game, July 20th at Huntington Park.
Presented by Monogram Homes.
Former Buckeyes will swing for the fences against current Buckeye players. Details and tickets at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Welcome to the Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the Plus Side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the Plus Side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
At Glow Fiber Business, your business is our priority. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic solutions, Glow Fiber Business delivers the fast, reliable, and scalable fiber internet your business needs to grow, all backed by the superior local customer support you deserve. Glow Fiber is here, and we mean business. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com to switch today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy, high 77. It'll be windy this afternoon with winds gusting from the south at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we drop down to 72. And then on your Thursday, going 82 under mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment around 6:35, Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. Talk a little Guards, talk a little Cavs, talk a little Browns with him. To expect in the Guards second half. Got the MLB All-Star break coming up here next week. Good job by the Guards getting back on track last night, Sharky. Good job. Went into extra innings against the Tigers, put 2 across in the top of the 10th, and the Tigers unable to put 2 across to tie the game. So they won last night in extra innings up there in Detroit. So we'll talk to Hayden Grove coming up here in our next segment. Ross Bjork speaking the other day. Just in general, Bob, I mean, we know that the sport is changing.
Who was he speaking to?
I think he was speaking to the Dispatch on this. And he was just, it's all the things that we've kind of anticipated, expectations, taking over a massive job. It's not like he had a small job before this, you know. I mean, coming from Texas A&M, it's
in
a
all
rather
fairness,
large
they
job.
had the second largest athletic revenue of any other program outside of Ohio State. So I would say it's about as large as you could get.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what she said.
And so here he was just talking about the expectations at Ohio State and how those aren't going to change anytime soon.
The conversation around high expectations in Ohio State football remains the same. This is what we signed up for. Coach Day knows that. I know that. That's what's exciting is every year Ohio State is expected to contend. And that's not going away. And so when you sign up for that, you embrace that. So my conversations with Coach Day have been, hey, what are the resources do we need moving forward? What is this new sort of economic reality going to look like? How do we, maintain position as an elite program and really a championship brand? Right now we have the #1 recruiting class in the class of 2025. Our roster is packed. We've seen that. We know that other people are talking about it just like we are internally. And so I've been really impressed with how Coach Day has really attacked the leadership pieces, the culture pieces, the players being on the same page and the cohesion that needs to exist in order for teams to really have success. It's one thing to have all the talent in the world, but unless you have the culture right and the leadership characteristics right and everybody's dialed in on the same page and there's trust, that's what Coach Day has built in this offseason. So I've been really, really impressed with how he's led and how he's developed his staff and all those things. So now that we get into fall camp, we get to see all that come to fruition.
It was a really good answer by Ross Bjork, I thought.
Well, championship brands, national titles, loaded roster. What are the resources you need to be successful? Like that. That's what you want to hear from your athletic director.
Yeah.
Like we're not taking a backseat to anybody. We're going to continue to push the greatness of Ohio State. We have the expectation for greatness and 4 titles. My job is to facilitate that with the coach and to figure out what we need as a program to continue to do so.
In any way possible.
In any way possible, and to make sure that we're holding everybody to task and account in the whole athletic program for those results and responsibilities. Like that's the reality of what his job is.
Yeah, and too, I mean, Ohio State has put a lot into this roster this year, right? I mean, they've done a lot in the transfer portal. They did a lot with roster retention. Like
they're loaded. Everyone knows it.
They're loaded. They're loaded. They did everything. And Gene even talked about it too, Bob, before he left. He's like, hey, I know it was my kind of last off season, and I wanted to do everything that I could possibly do in my power to help this team possibly win a national championship.
Yeah.
And Ross Bjork is just continuing that line of thinking.
And so Ross came in. I mean, you got to think at A&M. I mean, Ole Miss, the places he were at, he calls them, they were fighter brands. He's like, they were trying to punch their way up. He's like, at Ohio State, you're sitting on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And you need to continue to expand your territory on the top and expand your foothold into what it is and what's going on there. So he understands it. He gets it. And if you're Ryan Day, you're excited about having him there because you know that he's going to be leaning in on those expectations.
Here was Ross Bjork, which I also thought was interesting because he hasn't shied away from it, right? I mean, Ohio State has the most varsity sports that you can as an athletics department in college. They got 36 of them, not shying away on staying committed to all 36 of these sports.
We've always had scholarships. We've always had financial aid. But now you have revenue sharing. Now you have NIL buckets. We're going to be able to be more involved in the NIL environment moving forward. So what does all of that look like? And so do some sports become walk-on sports where we still have the sport, we still have coaches, we still have all the resources to provide that experience? But you know what? That athlete wants to come to Ohio State and be a Buckeye and compete in that sport. And they may have to pay their own tuition. Right? Those are the kind of things that we really have to map out in terms of what does each sport look like. Again, committed to 36 sports, we will have the ability, based on roster sizes, to fund those sports how we see fit. So you may have a women's soccer roster that now has all full rides. Right now, they're an equivalency sport. So those could be positives for some sports. And then as we look at other sports, the equation will be different. And how that gets mapped out is still to be determined. But we have the resources. We have the fan base. We're the biggest brand in college sports. We have the most fans of any athletic department in all of college athletics. We'll be on the right side of the equation, whatever that equation is.
That's a massive undertaking.
It is, of trying to figure out
massive
resource allocation. Because the reality is there's going to be a $22 million spend now on NIL. Now, how is that distributed?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that look? You know, and there's Title IX implications that they're trying to figure out how that applies to this. Because when you're really receiving, your full value in an NIL space, those aren't things that are going to be distributed equally across the board. And so
they don't match. It's like oil and water.
It is. And
match.
So they're trying to balance, the equal opportunity versus, what it would be an equal outcome. There's a lot there. They're trying to figure it all out. And every school is going to treat it differently at first until there's some sort of overarching governance that's put forth. And so they're trying to navigate the best way they can.
Yeah, and I think Ohio State, and you can obviously speak to this too, Bob. I mean, when NIL first started, we heard about, Texas A&M, where Ross Bjork was at, going crazy in the NIL world, and teams down in the South raising X amount of dollars and going crazy because there was no oversight. And Ohio State, traditionally, classic, just kind of waiting in the water, saying, okay, we're going to get involved. We're not going to do anything hasty. And then all of a sudden, when it appears that, okay, we have a figure out on this, we have an idea of where this is going, how best we can play the system, then boom, we're going to attack. And I feel like that's probably what the strategy is going to be moving forward when this rev share kicks in.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts until that happens. Yeah. And then even after it happens initially, Beam, it always takes a while for those things to settle out.
Hayden Grove of Cleveland.com. He's going to join us. We'll talk all things Cleveland sports. And what can we expect out of the Guards heading into the All-Star break? He's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are watching a wet commute for you out there, but no major crashes that will slow you down. Starting to see things pick up on I-70 as you make your way in from the west side this morning. Also on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuckerwald with your fan traffic.
Soak up the savings this summer from Family Dollar. It's never been easier. Just download the Family Dollar app, sign up for smart coupons, and see how you can save more than ever before. Enjoy smoking hot deals on cookout classics or get ready for outdoor fun with SPF for the whole family, plus pool toys, decor, and so much more. Check out the app today and get ready to save with the Family Dollar Summer Savings Event. New offers drop every week. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Tired of waiting for your auto service to be completed at the dealership? Hi, this is Justin Hinderer with the Hinderer Motor Company. Let our experienced factory-trained technicians come to you in our mobile service truck. 90% of all repairs can be done at your home or office. Brakes, recalls, maintenance, it can all be done on your terms when you need us with our mobile service truck. Go to HindererMotorCompany.com and schedule mobile service today. That's HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We have all heard the horror stories of someone knocking on the door to offer a free roof inspection, only to go up and illegally create damage to the roof in hopes of trying to push through a new roof to the insurance company. Rather than having to deal with going through the process of filing claims for vandalism, call a company that you can trust. That company is Newman Roofing. They've been working in the community for 32 years. They did my roof. They came to the house. I could trust them with my kids, with my wife, with my family, and they have built a reputation of honesty and integrity. They'll be honest with you on whether or not you need a new roof, whether it's sustained damage in recent storms, and whether there's still life left in it. They'll educate you so you understand what is happening with your roof and answer any questions like they did for me and my family. So whether you need a roof repair or replacement, call the most trusted company in Ohio. Call Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Rockman and Ice.
I won't go to a football game if it's 45 degrees.
We do a broadcast at the tailgate when it's less than that.
Yeah, and guess what I do during the breaks? Go sit in the car with the heat on.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage-as-a-service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
The Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Here's Long here, little Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, heading north to the city of Cleveland from Cleveland.com. He is Hayden Grove. Hayden, thanks for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. What's been going on this summer? How's your 4th? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing all right, man. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, doing great. Had a brain fog on Monday coming off the 4th of July weekend. But, you know, we're all good here. It's the midweek now, Hayden. So we're cruising along, getting ready for another weekend in store. I got a question for you about the Guards, and Shark's a diehard Guardians fan. How are they doing this, Hayden? It's crazy. I was looking through and going through their, probable starting lineup at the beginning of the year. That's totally different. They got the best bullpen in Major League Baseball. How do they have the best record in the American League?
Well, it's a combination of things. Like you said, best bullpen in baseball. That'll definitely, hold it down the fort every now, or when the game is on the line. And then you got, a lineup that is really, when at the beginning of the year you thought, okay, there's some big holes there, but Stephen Kwan is leading the league in batting average. You have David Fry, who's an all-star, who has definitely come into his own. You have Josh Naylor, who's an all-star, who's hitting the cover off the ball and giving them a little more power. Maybe not hitting the ball with as much contact rate as he was previously, but like I said, giving that power. And then Jose is the engine that makes the whole thing run. And when he's, second in Major League Baseball and RBIs, it definitely, helps things out. And then there's, it seems like every night somebody else comes in a clutch. The other day, Bo Naylor hit a 3-run home run. That helped them out. It'll be Andres Jimenez one night. It'll be some of their utility guys. It's been just everybody playing their part, and it's been really fun to watch.
How is the rotation? Like, you lose your ace 2 games into the season. How have they been able to bounce back from that?
That's the hardest thing to answer because, the rotation.
So we're asking you. You're the expert.
Yeah, they haven't been pitching well from the starting rotation standpoint. The rotation is completely different than it was at the start of the year. You have Logan Allen in AAA. You have Tristan McKenzie in AAA. Those were 2 of your opening day rotation guys. So it's hard to explain. It really is. Like I said, I think the bullpen has been magnificent. They've given them length. they've given them, clutch opportunities when the game is on the line, and they've come through. So I would say the bullpen has really just saved them in so many ways.
Hayden, I mean, you've got kind of the pulse of the sports fans up there in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez, I love that guy. He's one of my favorite baseball players of all time. Where does he kind of rank in the pantheon of current favorite athletes in the city of Cleveland?
He's right up there. He's right up there with the Myles Garretts, with the Nick Chubbs. He really is. The fact that he took a pay cut to stay in Cleveland, he's going to have a statue outside of the stadium one day, and it's going to be magnificent. He might end up being, the best position player to ever play for the Cleveland baseball franchise. I mean, he's climbing up the leaderboard in terms of extra base hits and home runs and games played. I mean, he is going to be right up there with the greats. The Jim Thomes of the world. He is beloved, absolutely beloved. He is, he's, like I said, I think he'll end up potentially being maybe the greatest Cleveland Guardian or Cleveland Indian to put on a uniform, and he's going to get a huge statue outside of Progressive Field one day.
Hayden, I know that they're 57-33, got the best record in the American League. I saw you tweet out last night. The only two teams that have 32 losses or less, the Phillies and then the Guardians. It's crazy to believe what they're doing, too. I mean, you lose Tito in the offseason. Stephen Vogt comes in. This is his first year, and now all of a sudden you've thrust yourself into being one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. Are there any moves that you would like to see this Guardians team make before they get past the not before they get past the All-Star break, but before they get to the trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think grabbing a starting pitcher would be huge. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it though. They have a ton of things to trade. They have a ton of players who have come up from AAA this year, and there's frankly just not a lot of room for a lot of those guys. So they're kind of auditioning for other teams at this point. So you hope that they could potentially grab a starting pitcher, but I still think, if they could grab a bat to really, really solidify that lineup, like I said, this lineup is kind of every now and then you'll have somebody else stepping up and getting the job done. But if they can really have a guy that's solidified maybe more in the middle of that order who can, continue to help them out, it would just make that lineup in this team that much better. So I would say, obviously, starting pitching would be, number one. But number two, maybe a significant bat to kind of put in the middle of that lineup to really just nail down this thing and give them a chance to really compete for the World Series.
What do you think their ceiling is? Do you think this is a World Series team? I know their record is tremendous. I know there's a lot of trepidation when you start putting those expectations out there, but, the record, you cannot argue with the success, the teams that they've beat. This isn't a situation where they're beaten up just on a bad division with how the scheduling is now. I mean, is this team a World Series contending team in your mind?
Right now, I just don't think the starting rotation is good enough to put them in that position. But like I said, if they can add a starting pitcher or get healthy and Tristan McKenzie and Logan Allen can come back to form, I think that absolutely they can be a World Series contender. I mean, baseball is a fickle, funny game, and in 2016, they get to the World Series Game 7, bottom of the 10th inning, they got as far as you can go, and they did it with a very different rotation than they had at the beginning of the year. You had Josh Tomlin pitching, you had Ryan Merritt pitching. I mean, they were doing those smoke and mirrors in the rotation at that point too. So, yeah, I think this team can compete for a World Series, and I think it's up to the front office to really, give them that boost come before the trade deadline to, really put them in that echelon. I mean, the problem is with the Guardians, I mean, they're going to face against, a team in the Yankees. Potentially, they'll face a team in the Yankees who has a much bigger and bloated payroll.
That's putting it lightly.
They'll face the Baltimore Orioles, who have done one of the greatest rebuilds I think I've ever seen in terms of, self improvement, and they have so many talented young guys. So it's going to be tough, but I think that they definitely can compete for a World Series.
He is Hayden Grove of Cleveland.com with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Higher chance or odds for you to track down a championship with the way that the teams are currently constructed? The Cleveland Guardians, who are right in the middle of their season, getting ready to head into the All-Star break, or a team whose training camp starts August 4th in the Cleveland Browns, Hayden?
Man, I just think football is just a little harder. Especially in the AFC where you have Josh Allen, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Justin Herbert, you have Joe Burrow. It's a really, really tough conference, and the Browns play in a really, really tough division. So I'm not saying the Browns can't do it. I think they can. If Deshaun Watson plays, anywhere near his 2020 caliber, and you have league's best defense last year, you should be able to come close to that this year. And you had an added piece in Jerry Jeudy and some offensive weapons. I think they can, but I think the Guardians are probably closer at this point. And baseball is just a little more crazy, a little more unpredictable. So I would go with that route.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You talk about that bloated payroll, though. It doesn't seem to be getting it done for the Mets. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be all in there. The Cleveland Browns this year, as you mentioned, start talking about, obviously their expectations. Do you feel confident that Deshaun will be able to return, maybe not to his original form, but to a form good enough, given this roster, to be able to get him to that point?
The question you asked, confidence. I don't know if I can say that I'm confident in Deshaun Watson.
Hopeful?
Hopeful is more the word. He's the problem with Deshaun Watson at this point is that he's played, 12 games in 4 years, right? And
it's well rested.
He's very, very well rested, and it's just there's nothing that inspires confidence in terms of showing you anything that he's done in the last 12 games in the last 4 years. So I think it is hope, and hope really isn't a plan. But that's all they have. They can't they have to hope that Deshaun Watson can do it, because if he doesn't, then the Browns are going to be in dire straits, but then it's time for Jameis Winston.
Yes, that's what we need. I love it. Let the Jameis Winston era begin in Cleveland.
You know what? I think that would make the media, the fans, I think that would make everybody pretty excited. But it's about winning. Whoever is the quarterback, Browns just want to win, and we'll see if they can do it.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. You're the best. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, Beamer, Bobby, thank you very much.
There he goes. Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain, knees, hip, back, shoulder. Listen, there's exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. I'm talking about QC Kinetics, helping patients like you every day, led by their Columbus medical director, Dr. Ray Tesner. They're the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. They've got cutting-edge treatment to allow your own body's healing properties, revitalize your joints so you can move again. They've helped so many people out there, tens of thousands across the country. They've helped me. They've helped my father. Friends of mine are feeling a lot better thanks to QC Kinetics. So learn how QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints without downtime, drugs, or surgery. Dr. Tesner and his team of medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. It's the future of medicine. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or visit them online. A free consultation, doubling your hand at a new office in Grove City, or give them a call at 380-228-4544.
The NCAA is at the center of yet another high-profile lawsuit, and a shocker to just about everybody. That and quick hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, 2 crashes. We are watching the first on the ramp from 70 eastbound to 71 northbound in the downtown area. We've got the right lane blocked as crews work to clear up a crash. Also on the far southeast side on 33 westbound just beyond Columbus Lancaster Road. Expect to be slow moving because of a crash there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. BMI Federal Credit Union has been voted best credit union for the past 6 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more.
Erectile dysfunction is a destroyer of your confidence, of your joy and intimacy, and often it can even harm your relationship. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating erectile dysfunction. And I want you to know today that if you're like most men, you can be free of ED and all the impacts it has on your life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're your local provider for dealing with men's sexual health issues. Our expert medical teams are focused on treating ED, and we have highly effective treatment plans with some protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. We can even combine treatments for greater efficacy, all of which means it's very likely you'll be having great sex again within just a day or two of your first appointment. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is your exclusive in-person advance sale ticket outlet for the 2024 Ohio State Fair. Discount admission tickets are $8 at participating stores. Enjoy food, entertainment, animals, rides, and so much more at the Ohio State Fair, July 24th through August 4th. Get advance sale tickets now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We run a lot of ads about our firm, but often we don't discuss the resources Cordell & Cordell has available for men facing divorce. We provide many webinars and town halls on YouTube that contain a wealth of information, including our Men's Divorce podcast. Visit cordellcordell.com/resources for the latest news and to download our guides.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Did you get candy when you were a kid at a parade? No, I didn't go to parades. Are you kidding? Hey, I'm walking down the street. Come on out and watch me. It's stupid. I hate parades.
Yeah. Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here for my friends at RCD RV. Remember your favorite summer vacation as a kid? Well, I sure do, and I can tell you those memories will last forever. And there is still time to create those memories with your family when you visit the fine people at RCD RV. You can literally go anywhere in an RV. The mountains, the lake, road trip of a lifetime. RCD has over 600 new and pre-owned RVs in stock, something for every budget. Visit them at one of their 3 Central Ohio locations or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Roof leaks and damage can ruin your business and your reputation. Property management pros trust Legacy Roofing Services, Ohio's leader in commercial roof repair, replacement, and ongoing maintenance. At Legacy, our reputation for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent roofing services for commercial buildings can solve your roofing problems before they become roofing nightmares. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy along with a few showers. It'll be windy with winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. The high will be close to 80. Tonight, we drop down to 72. The sunshine is back tomorrow, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
We are on the Juicer, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky, Beamer.
Happy hump day to you.
Oh, it's Coaster Bob Day.
always a day for celebration.
40 minutes away from that.
Yes. Brett Favre was part of a Mississippi welfare scandal in which $77 million was misspent. Favre is accused of improperly receiving $1.1 million in speaking fees from a nonprofit. That led to ESPN's Shannon Sharpe calling out Favre on his show for stealing money from people that need the money. So Favre sued Sharpe for defamation. A Mississippi judge threw out the lawsuit in October, but Favre has now asked an appeals court to revive the defamation suit, claiming, Beamer, that Sharpe accused Favre even though he hasn't been charged with a crime.
Okay. Defamation suits are hard to prove.
It's really hard to prove. Number one, you have to prove tangible financial losses.
Yep.
Second of all, they're even
not
harder.
Financial gain like he had.
Yeah, and they're even harder to against people, public figures.
But did he? I mean, it wasn't just Shannon Sharpe. Like was it Pat McAfee?
A bunch of people.
I mean, it's just everybody who was saying stuff
Brett was
about this.
Threatening to sue him. Like, buddy, you are a public figure, and what they're alleging is pretty
nasty business.
Well, it's not nasty business, but I think it is. But I think it's also fairly well documented that it happened. Now they haven't charged him yet. I don't know if they're going to, but that doesn't mean that people can't say those things.
I don't know when he's going to give that up. It just seems like a very tough task to find this in a court that somebody's going to say, oh, I see the defamation lawsuit and I'm going to go forward in suing Shannon Sharpe. I just can't. I can't process that.
Speaking of lawsuits, the NCAA on the wrong side of another lawsuit. 16 former college basketball players have sued the governing body and multiple conferences for the unauthorized use of their name, image, and likeness in March Madness highlights.
They're going to be going pro shark in something other than sports.
Mario Chalmers of Kansas.
Mario Chalmers
hit a three-pointer that forced overtime in the 2008 championship game against Memphis. But instead of being happy that his one shining moment is being remembered, Chalmers is angry that he didn't get paid for having the highlight shown. Bobby, Chalmers is part of the lawsuit against the NCAA.
You know how highlights work? I guess
so. They have those rights.
Yes,
because that is the NCAA tournament.
Now they can't use those. I'm trying to think how that works.
They're saying that the group of 16 is saying that the NCAA used these to promote March Madness, and they're being
Marketing
monetized by showing that, which I don't know how you would prove that.
That's going to be a tough sled for them on this.
I guess if they paid for a commercial with those highlights in it, that would technically be marketing, right?
Yeah, but like if the NFL promotes an ad for the NFL.
Yeah, but there's a CBA agreement between the players.
Yeah, but those guys don't get any money for that.
I don't know how this is going to shake out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, unless they are actively selling a product as opposed to just promoting something that was happening, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm not fully versed in the legality of this. This seems like it may be a bridge too far, though, when it comes, because unless the NCAA was monetizing that, which they're promoting their product, yes, but I don't.
Unless it was like, hey, the official.
Go buy the NCAA gear for whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, or the official, like, if it was used in a, like, drink Budweiser during a March Madness ad or something like that, then that would be direct marketing dollars. But I think, were we talking about this a couple of years ago, Bob, when NIL first came out? Like, I think the ACC, like whatever the deal is, like they house the highlight reels for like the actual like highlight tapes for every player who has played in the ACC.
Really?
So like I think they are able to use those at whatever
their behest,
at the behest of the players because they played in the ACC. I don't know how this is going to shake out, but again, more time and money spent in court for the NCAA. Which,
love it. Lawyers are winning, baby.
Yeah, they are. They're having a good time.
You know, I remember my nephew played for Ohio State, baseball for Ohio State, and he was so excited whenever this was 15, 17 years ago when EA Sports came out with an NCAA baseball game because there he was on that game, his name and everything.
He played at Ohio State.
He played there from 04 to 07.
Oh, so he was there with me.
Yeah, he was Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
All right.
As a freshman. But anyway, he was so excited, that they had this game. Now, if you go back, he'd probably say, you know what? I need to get paid for that.
Takes the money,
my
Lebowski.
name was on that. When Utah head coach Urban Meyer left the Utes to take the Florida job following the 2004 season.
Happy birthday to Urban today.
Yes. Urban's defensive coordinator, Kyle Whittingham, was elevated to the head coaching job at Utah, and he's still there 2 decades later. 3 conference championships, another 4 division titles. But Whittingham is 64 years old and looking at the future. He has already endorsed defensive coordinator Morgan Scalley, who was named last week as the Utes coach in waiting. Still, Beamer, no date has been announced for Whittingham to retire.
Yeah, and he's long said this, Kyle Whittingham has. He's like, listen, I missed my kids grow up, basically. Like, I was working this job. I missed my kids grow up. I don't want to do the same with my grandkids. I want to shut it down at some point. When I'm not excited to come into the office every day and get onto the practice field, I'm going to call it quits. It does seem like it's going to happen sooner rather than later when they are actually announcing a head coach in waiting.
Yeah, and I think he'll make it through this year, maybe one more, but I don't think this will be some prolonged thing. He's 64. He likes to ride that Harley and hang out, man.
Yeah, he's like Shark. He's counting down the days until his retirement.
Right. I think 65 is a good number for Kyle.
Nationwide Arena needs a $60 million facelift. We'll do that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Right now, 2 crashes that we are watching. The first on the ramp from 70 eastbound to I-71 northbound in the downtown area. We've got the right lane slightly blocked off and traffic slow moving due to a crash. Also a crash on the far southeast side on 33 westbound just beyond Columbus Lancaster Road that has traffic coming in from Lancaster slow moving. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things that you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knee, arthritic pain like I was having in my knee, maybe your hip, your back, your shoulder. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that you can get lasting relief from. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day here in Columbus, led by Dr. Ray Tesner. I'm talking about cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Listen, my dad was having knee pain. I was having knee pain. So we went over to QC Kinetics, and they were able to help us out. And 2 years out, I'm still feeling good. My dad can still move around. So learn how QC Kinetics can treat pain and enhance your joints and restore your mobility and give you long-term lasting relief with no downtime. So check them out. Go to 380-208-4544 or head to one of their offices in Dublin, Gehanna, or now the new one that's most recently opened in Grove City.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. The Guardians and Tigers combined for 17 runs, 25 hits, 10 walks, and 19 men left on base. In Cleveland's 9-8 10-inning victory in Detroit, Jose Ramirez became just the second player in history to have 3 intentional walks and 3 hits in the same game. Meanwhile, Ramirez has committed to compete in Monday's Home Run Derby in Texas during All-Star festivities. In Cincinnati, Will Benson hit a 3-run homer, and rookie Rhys Hines had a double, triple, and homer in his second Major League game as the Reds whipped the Rockies 12-6. Tyler Stevenson and Spencer Steer also went deep for Cincinnati. Before the game, Reds pitcher Hunter Green was added to the National League All-Star roster, replacing Tyler Glasnow of the Dodgers, who went on the injured list yesterday. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus at BMI when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free.
Beamer is tweeting about Formula One. Oh, hells yes. Bobby is tweeting Rick Springfield concert video. Both are a cry for help. This is one twisted mother. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Wednesday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here, 7:35, Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle. We're going to talk some Buckeyes with him as we get into the teeth of July. Camp starting up here just a few weeks, August 1st, Bob. 3 weeks away from that happening, 22 days away from Buckeye Camp getting underway. Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle, here coming up at 7:35.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
You can always hop on the YouTube chat as well. Watch us live on the YouTube machine. Wes in the chat, good morning, men. Let's do some good today. Rob, good morning, fellas. Good morning to you guys. Hopefully everything's going well for you today. You can also take a listen to the podcast after the show is done. If you miss anything here coming up here on the program, we're going to take a listen back to Ryan Hawk yesterday. He was pretty awesome having him in studio. Just talking all kinds of different cool people he's gotten to talk to. The trip coming up here to Tahoe this week, playing in the American Century. And then, of course, his books, Bob, being an author. It was really great stuff out of him yesterday.
Oh, very enjoyable. We're going to have him back. He had a good time on there, excited about it. Now he's heading out to Tahoe today with AJ.
Yep.
By the way, Beam, let me see if I can pull this up. As I don't know if you saw this. The 2024 American Century Championship.
I have it as a tease on the sheet. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Right.
We're doing that at 8:30.
We'll save that then.
Yeah.
Ryan's on his way out there.
I saw AJ's odds. I'm like, that's going to be a segment for us.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy that. So, yeah. But Ryan had a good time out here with us. Excited. Hopefully we'll have him back as well. Love having the in-studio guests. A lot of fun, Beam.
Of course it is, man. I know that you were sitting up here and we were watching some highlights out of the soccer last night. Canada goes out of Copa America. It's a great run for them. They go out in the semifinal, get beat by Argentina. No surprise in that, Bob. Argentina, probably the best team on planet Earth right now. Only rivaled too by Spain. They beat France yesterday in the Euros. So you got England, Netherlands, the other leg of the semifinal coming up today at 3 o'clock. Yamin Lamal is 16 years old, and he's scoring goals for Spain in the Euros. 16.
It's pretty good.
He is 16 years old.
It's very good. Spain won the cup in 2020, I believe, or 2010?
2010? Yes, because who won in 14? Because they won 14, 18. They won in 2010. That sounds correct.
I know it's correct because they won the cup tomorrow.
Did they? Today in history? Okay. Yeah.
I just looked it down, or looked it up, rather. Who's the favorite in this World Cup?
Well, France were the favorite. You talking about the Euros?
Or in the Euros.
France and England were the favorites. Spain has a...
Is this the semis?
This was the semis, so Spain's in Sunday's final coming up.
Who's on the other semi?
You have Netherlands and England today at 3 o'clock.
So France got bumped off?
France got bumped off, yeah. Only scored like 2 goals in open play.
Where are the finals for that?
They're in Germany. I think they're in either Berlin or Munich.
Do they rotate that? Or?
So a country hosts it.
Okay, so they rotate.
So they've all been in Germany.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they've all these games have been in Germany over at the Euros. Just like Copa's been here. All of the games have been here.
Canada not getting it done.
Yeah, but tell you what, man, Jesse Marsh, who is an American coaching the Canadians. So
we have an American coaching the Canadians.
It was kind of nasty business from the U.S. Soccer Federation, because when Greg Berhalter ran out of his contract, Like Jesse Marsh came up and he's like, hey, I would like to take that job. And like he's coached Red Bulls and he's coached like some big time. He was just over at Leeds was his last job.
Was that the final or the semis?
That was the semis. And Canada made it to the semis, which would have been a great run for us to get there, let alone Canada. And so
nice to make it a group stage.
And we got grouped, unfortunately. And Jesse Marsh is like, I don't really know.
Sounds like a good thing, though.
He's like, I don't really know what was going on with that team. I'm not with them every day. You hate to see it, basically. Yeah. And I'm like, man, Jesse Marsh.
Do you think he would still take the job if he?
I hope we didn't burn that bridge because
it's your home country. I would like to think you would take that. Who's the guy now for the U.S.?
Greg Berhalter.
How long is he going to keep that job?
I hope by the end of this week.
He's an American though, correct?
Yeah, he coached here. He coached with the Crew. That was his last job before taking the national job.
Wow. Well, they got to figure something out.
I agree.
Before that, they had the German dude, right?
Yeah, Klinsmann. And then we went to Bruce Arena again.
Jurgen?
Yeah, Jurgen. Look at you, Soccer Bob.
I thought it was Klinsmann. If you would have given me a multiple choice, I would have picked Klinsmann.
Would have killed for Jurgen right now.
Really? I mean, not like he had a lot to write home about.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I mean, we've got these terrible coaches. We have Americans coaching in Canada. We had a German coach and then a crap American coach. How come we can't get the best?
I don't know. Just hire Wilfried Nancy.
Who is running the U.S. Soccer Federation?
Greg Berhalter's brother.
Are you kidding me?
He is like one of the top people in the U.S. Soccer Federation.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he is.
It's like Bobby Bowden's son being the offensive coordinator for Florida State.
Yeah, kind of.
Come on.
Yeah. He's like one of the top dogs in the Federation, yeah.
Does he have any checks and balances in here? I feel like the one
what
thing
about separation of church and state?
I feel like America's built on like separation of powers, inability to kind of accumulate more, although the executive branch tries to gobble it up. Like, hey, there's ways to kind of mitigate these issues from happening, and you're telling me that we're going to let whatever is Berhalter's brother select Berhalter?
Executive Vice President, the page just jumped on me. Executive Vice President of Business Development at Major League Soccer and Soccer United Marketing, which is like the backbone of the U.S. Soccer Federation. He was actually like in 2020 in charge of like the actual U.S. Federation, though.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
How do we... do we have a popular vote for him? How did these people
I would
get
like
elected?
one of those spots.
How do those guys
I feel
get
like
selected?
that would be pretty good. I don't know the selection process. Probably who's ever able to coerce enough money out of sponsors to be able to get you there, I would think. But yeah, we're a mess right now. Reds 12, Rocky 6. How about Reese Hines, Sharky? Second home run in 2 days. Both no-doubters. First player ever since like 1905 or something, 100 and some years ago, with 5 extra base hits in his first 2 games.
Yeah, first time ever, as you said. Trevor Story in his first 2 games hit 3 home runs in 2 games, but nobody's ever had 5 extra base hits in 2 games. And the one he hit last night went upper tank
it was
behind
smoked.
the K signs that they stick up for strikeouts. The crack off the bat was unbelievable. This is a guy who is the
15th
ranked prospect in the Reds organization, not in all of baseball. He was batting .216 at AAA Louisville.
See what he said last night? He's like, I'm just seeing it. The ball is coming in really slow and big.
Man.
Like, that's got to be, what would be a better feeling? Seeing the ball off of a pitcher's arm like that, or when the basket just seems like it's the size of an ocean when you're playing basketball?
Or that little round cup that you putt in was the size of like a bowling ball would fit in it.
Yeah,
that's what Rory was saying.
Yeah, yes, Roy. Rory agrees.
Rory wished that they were playing on those big cups.
That Jack was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wished they were playing 13 holes. It would have been a lot better.
He would have won. He would have won by a couple of shots.
Rory said that hole looked like a dime.
Well, he didn't make those putts either because he missed them pretty bad in the U.S. Open. Got the Scottish Open going on. He's the big favorite over there this week. I was reading this. Good job by the Guards last night, too. I mean, 9-10 winners over the Tigers. You'll take that.
They almost gave it away, Bean.
Yeah, they did.
How'd that feel, Shark?
I was nervous. I got to admit to
some
you.
autoerotic asphyxiation, like taking it right to the edge.
I took a little parlay last night.
Ooh.
Took the Guards
to lose
by a run and a half.
Well, didn't get
and
that.
the over 8.5 runs.
So you got the over.
So when they're at 6-0 in the third inning, well, they're going to go over, and they got a 6-run lead. I'm looking pretty good. Even in the 10th inning, When they went up 9-7, I thought, okay, I still have a chance to win this thing.
Man.
The Manfred man scored, and I lost.
They attributed you with that earned run, Shark.
It did not go to Emmanuel Classe. It was an unearned run.
But the run counts.
It cost me some money.
It cost you money. The run counts on the stat sheet for the guy that scored it.
The guy that drove it in.
Accountants would lose their mind. You cannot have a runner score that gets the run, and it's not attributed to a pitcher.
So I was reading this at the Columbus Dispatch yesterday. That Nationwide Arena and its nearby partner, the Greater Columbus Convention Center, need more than $170 million in repairs.
They just did a bunch of work on the convention center.
Yeah, so Ken Paul, who's the executive director of the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority, which owns the arena.
Think he's related to Jake Paul?
I hope not, but they're both from Ohio, I would think. So there might be some sort of relations there. He said those facilities require attention, both to meet ongoing maintenance and structural issues, and to make sure that we want to continue to be competitive. Our investment in the Hilton is paying off. The convention business is rebounding from before COVID. We're getting right back in stride. He said it necessitates, though, that we revisit the center at this time. And then they went on to talk about Nationwide Arena and what they need doing to it. And the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority said that the upgrades to Nationwide Arena need to be this and the following. The roof needs about a $9 million makeover. The cooling towers need $7.5 million. I don't even know what the cooling towers are.
Well, it's the ones they had at Chernobyl. You want to make sure
cool down the ice.
It's actually a nuclear facility underneath.
It says a new scoreboard, $8.5 million. I feel like they just put that scoreboard in there. Now that may be 10 years ago when they unveiled that, but I feel like you walk in there, that scoreboard still looks pretty awesome. I don't know what's wrong with the scoreboard.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Fire alarm replacement to the tune of $2.5 million.
We
Bob,
can cross that off the list.
Nobody needs the fire alarms in there.
Let me tell you this. That's a big open air facility. Anybody's going to be able to see/smell a fire. In the worst case, they can stop flying around that little blimp in there if they're scared. Or they can convert the blimp into one of those little water deals that just drops water.
Yeah.
Forget the fire alarms. Get that going.
Could you see back in one of the kitchens if the smoke alarm goes off? Like my house, every smoke alarm goes off in the entire arena.
I bet it does.
I'm sure. If one goes off,
situation.
If one goes off, all of them have to go off, right?
Running out of
or
that.
are they set up in quadrants?
I don't know.
Sections? I don't know.
Who knows?
Suite renovations to the tune of $1 million. Club level renovations 1.7. Concession stand overhaul 1.5, and then party tower LED improvements almost $700,000. And they also talked about needing some new heating and cooling systems in there. So
I could help them with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that needs to be done.
I'm gonna be honest. The $9 million for the roof, that's a pretty big building. I would have thought it would have been more than that, based upon how much roofs cost nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, what's a regular size house running you for a roof? I don't know. We just
$25,000.
Yeah, 25K.
At least.
Well, the kind of roof that Bobby gets, yes.
Well, that's true.
50,000.
Yeah,
me kind of 12. Roof that I get with just normal shingles. Here's the question, Beam, and maybe you're getting to this.
Yeah.
Who's footing the bill here?
That's the whole thing, isn't it? $60 million. Where's that money coming from? I don't know. Is it going to be half the city paying for it? Is it going to be the owners? I don't know who that cash is coming from.
Well, I mean, they could do what Cincinnati did with the Bengals Stadium and just take it out of the school budget. And that'd be perfect.
Sounds good. Maybe the roads budget too. Don't fix those potholes. Let you just beat up your cars.
I wonder about all the stuff we waste money on in Columbus and see if we could reallocate some of that to there.
I mean, we just got new locker rooms too. They spent $13 million on the locker rooms. So I feel like a $9 million charge for the roof isn't that bad.
That's what I'm saying. The $9 million for the roof, for as big as
that's
that building
aesthetic
is.
Upgrades. We're talking about structural stuff that needs to happen. That seems like a pretty good bargain at $9 million.
You saw what happened when the cooling towers didn't work in Chernobyl, Beam.
Bad things.
We don't need that happening here.
We're like the city of New York and spending $4 million just to say trash cans are good. Did you see that?
The fact that New York City, the largest city in the United States, they just put their trash on the sidewalk, and then they wonder why they've had rat problems. I mean, do we ever think that putting them in canisters would be a good idea?
They spent $4 million on on a scientific survey to say trash cans are better than putting trash on the street.
Yeah. Which would you rather have?
I could have done that for half the cost. I had done that for $2 million. Could have told you that.
I mean, you walk around, I'm like, when I first went there, I was like, wait, people just put the trash on the road?
Yeah. It's just all over the
piled
place.
up?
Yeah.
Like, is this really it? This is the solution? This is what the Big Apple, the greatest city in America, allegedly, this is what we have? Trash on the street.
A famous last name. It's going to be in the new college football game, but it didn't come without a cost. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we are watching slowdowns out on 161 in New Albany. There is a crash that has some lane closures in place in those westbound lanes of 161 right at Sunbury Road. Expect to be slow moving coming in to the 270 outer belt. Also still slow moving out in the downtown area on the ramp from 70 eastbound I-71 northbound due to a crash that is clearing up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
This is attorney Robert Scherger, and I want you to remember one thing. We're the legal army that goes to war for you. Call us now at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU. It's time to know your rights and get the results you deserve. WarForYou.com.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
At Glow Fiber Business, your business is our priority. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic solutions, Glo Fiber Business delivers the fast, reliable, and scalable fiber internet your business needs to grow, all backed by the superior local customer support you deserve. Glo Fiber is here, and we mean business. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiberbusiness.com to switch today.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy, high 77. It'll be windy this afternoon with winds gusting from the south at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we drop down to 72. And then on your Thursday, going 82 under mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
It's almost time. A week and a half away. The Schmitz-Cardell-Jones Celebrity Softball game is coming. Why picnic when you can Schmitnick? It's presented by Monogram Homes. When is it? Saturday, July 20th, 6:30, Huntington Park. Current players versus former Ohio State players. Former players scheduled to play. Cardelio Jones, the captain. His buddy, Tivis Powell. DeVere Posey. Linebacker, Coach James Laurinaitis. Boom Aaron. Current players scheduled to play. Emeka Ibuka, the captain. Jack Sawyer. Will Howard. Devin Brown. JT Tuimoloau. Tickets, they're just $10, folks. It's a fun, interactive experience. They're available today at BuckeyeCruise.com. So go check it out.
Hey, in its recent capital budget, we were talking about the $60 million that Nationwide Arena needs for upgrades. Said in a recent capital budget. Now, I don't know really what any of this means, but here you go. Here's an answer for you. The Ohio legislature proposed spending $2 million to help the arena improvements, well short of the $9 million the authority sought, which is like the convention authority. Otherwise, the authority is looking at funding options. Paul said, traditionally, the authority has paid for capital improvements from the agency's revenue sources, including the county's tax on hotel beds, casino tax, and a tax on tickets to Nationwide Arena events, in additional to state, local, and federal dollars.
Well, that's where those taxes came from. They put that in. Remember, It was a bill that they pushed through, and that
arena
was
tax, like fun tax.
Yeah, the arena tax, which was supposed to help fund that.
Yeah.
And so that should be in there, and they should have dollars from that. Someone had a great idea. They tweeted to me, the OHSA could kick in some dollars since they've got a bunch of money they got from the state government. Our guy, Doug Ute, sitting on a pile of cash over there. Rainy day fund, upwards of like $15, $20 million. Shark, have you been, I want you to send an email to Street over there. And
They don't want to talk to you, Bob.
Have you emailed them?
Yeah. No, I've texted.
They just don't respond?
Yeah, they respond. They don't want to talk to you.
Is that what they say?
They're not available is what they say.
Oh, unavailable.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug Ute's going into work before 9 o'clock? I have a hard time believing that. We're on from 6 to 9. Availability means, are you getting your keister out of your bed?
Hey. Bob, would you want to come on here?
What? I would go on with anybody at any time.
They don't want to
answer hard questions
with you.
Not argue. It's answer hard questions.
It is argue.
Well, no, it's not arguing because they don't really have an answer. They sit up here and bloviate about nonsense. I ask questions that every athletic director and coaches want to know in the state about, like, hey, remember when Doug Ute said, hey, in the future, we want to be able to get the schools get their money back when they make the playoffs so they can get a percentage of the ticket revenue? And I was like, when do you think that will be? Well, in the future.
In the future.
What needs to happen for that to, how much money do you need piled up in your bank account?
At least $100 million.
Basically, before they get that done. So they can take their lavish board trips and all this stuff up on Lake Erie and everything else that goes on up there. They won't answer the questions. They have to have the Ohio State legislature screw down on them for them to do anything. And keep at it, by the way, over there. They're doing a great job. Jay Edwards on, putting the screws to them.
So we also had a couple of ideas in the YouTube chat from AC and West. Said that, what about the weed money that's coming in? Why can't we fix Nationwide Arena with that? Yeah.
Because I don't think
when did that happen? Are these places open?
I don't
Like, there's one right by my house. It's called Harvest, and it's very confusing because Harvest Pizza is right across the street.
Well,
and then there's a Harvest weed store across the street from that.
What do you think that oregano is on the top of the pizza, Beam?
Can I get a side of lettuce with that?
Sprinkle a little the goodness on the top there. Give it that extra seasoning. You said you wanted that funky pizza, didn't you, Beam?
Yeah, I wanted that Ha-Ha pizza they got rolling in Yellow Springs.
What's in the Ha-Ha pizza?
Yeah, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's true.
It says it's open, like...
Well, yeah. I mean, you go there after work every day.
That's actually where I have my second job at.
Exactly. Well, I know you roll around, you burn that J when you're taking the walk with Billy and
Theo.
You know,
that's how I have a good day every day.
It's perfect. I don't know. I don't think it's probably going as well as what
it says. There's a couple of open here, but I mean, I just so whenever and your brother lives up in GR, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you cross the border,
there's a million.
Bob, there's a million. Shark, you were just up there. Whenever you cross the border from Ohio to Michigan, I mean, I kid you not. If you are 10 miles into the state, there are 500 billboards. Like, get off of this exit. Get off of this exit. The best selection in all of Michigan. We got none of that. I don't even know where to go if I wanted to do that.
Well, there's a Google machine.
I mean, I have Shark, who's my plug, but other than that.
You just do. Did he open up his location services to you so you can just track him to know where to follow him to?
Josh says we go to Harvest and order the Bob Marley extra crispy. Yeah,
there you go.
It sounds great.
A little sprinkle on there. It's perfect. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not even just once you cross the border is fine, but it's all the way up.
All the way up.
Like every other,
all the way up.
Every other billboard up there is where to weed at. I mean, it is
so true.
Because that's the thing. Like, my brother was in Grand Rapids, all the way on the west side of the state.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, like, okay.
I mean, I'm driving centrally. Like, we're going 23 all the way up to 75. It's the same thing. I mean, same exact.
Once I'm in Michigan for 15 miles, you feel like, okay, you dissipate a little bit. Like, we're already in the state. You know where it is. Cruising left on 94. I'm like, my goodness. Still, go here, get the best weed. I'm like, good for you guys. Really living your best life up there.
We got none of that. How are we going to be able to fix the arena?
I mean, Kid Rock talked about it. We were trying funny things. We were smoking funky things. Mm-hmm. I mean, why not?
So the EA Sports
summertime in northern Michigan.
That's
Shark,
literally what he's talking about.
That's a reason why Shark has been going up there every year for years.
So the EA Sports college football game is coming out. Remember when Arch Manning said he was going to opt out of it and not be in the game? Well, EA Sports found a way around that because they reportedly they released some big like trailer with him in it and like Eli in it yesterday. So reportedly every player is getting $600 in a copy of the game if you opted in, right? I mean, that's a lot. And yeah, that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Reportedly, EA Sports paid Arch Manning $50,000 to $60,000 to market the game. So that was a nice little sidestep around.
But that's what they do in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, everybody gets a percentage of Madden. And then if you want to do anything outside of it, like they have cover guys and things like that, then they pay you outside of that. And so that's a similar model, which, I mean, if you
want to get them in the game,
and if you think that you're above the game, I don't know. I mean, I mean, whatever they were given, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. Like, it seems
$600 and a free copy of the game.
Hey, guys are like, well, I want more than that. Well, okay, then just don't be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because they distribute it equally, which I think is how you should do it. With that, now, if you want me on the cover or you want me to do commercials with it, well, then that might come at an additional fee. But outside of that, I feel good about this.
Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle. He's going to join us. We'll talk what's happening with the Buckeyes as we get into the teeth of July with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are watching slowdowns out on 161 in New Albany. There is a crash that has some lane closures in place in those westbound lanes of 161 right at Sunbury Road. Expect to be slow moving coming in to the 270 outer belt. Also still slow moving out in the downtown area on the ramp from 70 eastbound to I-71 northbound due to a crash that is clearing up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here for my friends at RCD RV. Remember your favorite summer vacation as a kid? Well, I sure do, and I can tell you those memories will last forever. And there is still time to create those memories with your family when you visit the fine people at RCD RV. You can literally go anywhere in an RV. The mountains, the lake, road trip of a lifetime. RCD has over 600 new and pre-owned RVs in stock, something for every budget. Visit them at one of their 3 Central Ohio locations or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
You're not going
going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
You know what's better than an Ohio Lottery scratch-off ticket? A winning Ohio Lottery scratch-off ticket. And now with a new $1,000 tax-free scratch-off, you've never had a better chance to win $1,000. Seriously, this $20 game has 18,000 $1,000 winners. That's a lot of winners. And that's $1,000 after taxes. So, what are you waiting for? The $1,000 tax-free scratch-off from the Ohio Lottery. Your best chance ever at winning $1,000. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
More and more people are falling into problem gambling. Mary Haven's experts offer comprehensive care. You and your loved ones can count on mental, emotional, and financial guidance.
Confidential and judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Come play Skyline 75th Coney Hunt game. Use your phone to search for virtual conies, tap to collect coins, and redeem them for exclusive Skyline merchandise at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Details at skylinechili.com/Coney Hunt.
Sunday's the time for brunching with your favorite people. And when they don't invite you, listen to us instead. Fan Sports Sunday with Tino and Devere Posey.
Sunday mornings starting at 11.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Colin Mann here for Universal Windows Direct. Universal Windows Direct is the best. Why? Number one, they have the best technology. They have window systems that last up to 5 times longer than the other jabronis. Plus, they back it up with a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. And how about the deals? 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220. Schedule your free in-home estimate. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Wednesday edition of the program, brought to you by Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, officially past Coaster Bob time. Right now, we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our good friend at Buckeye Huddle. He is Tony Gerdeman. Gerd, thanks so much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. Before we get to the Buckeye football team, any big takeaways from Coach Deebs yesterday during media availability?
Not for me because I was not there. So I got nothing for you on that one. I apologize.
That's okay. It's fine. It's July. I'm sure they're going to be hopefully making the NCAA tournament this year. He's got things going in the right direction. What are we expecting out of the Buckeye football team here? I know they're, 3 weeks and change away as we get to that August 1st kind of launch point for them as they get fall camp underway.
Yeah, I think the anticipation is going to ramp up, and it starts kind of with the Big Ten Media Days coming up, and that's the official start of the football season for a lot of people. And then camp on August 1st. Those first 4 practices open to some of the public will get the juices flowing even more. But early on, I think it's just getting not doing too much too early, and building and kind of the same way with camp, the same way with the season. You can't win it all in the first 4 weeks of the season. You can't win it all in the first 4 weeks of camp. Like, you just have to take it. Ryan Day has his plan. You've got to follow it. You can't get to November, December before you get to August 15th and September 15th.
So one of the things, this offseason, Ohio State's always been in the top 5 in recruiting, it seems like, the last 15 years. And, subsequently it has been near the top of the college football rankings because of that. This year, though, with this recruiting class they have coming up, they seem to really be on a breakneck pace, doing so at a multitude of positions. There's a big offensive tackle. They have a chance who's supposed to be the best in the country. They have a chance to get it on. But you've seen what Laurinaitis is doing. Like, they're number 1 right now, and this could be the best class that they've ever signed. I mean, you surprised at Ryan Day they've been able to do this and continue to elevate where they've been?
Well, I think when you compare it to Urban Meyer, you would have expected a step back recruiting-wise, and I don't know that there has been. And this could end up being the first time Ohio State's had the number 1 class in the internet era. We'll see if that happens. I mean, they've already got 2 more guys committed now than they signed last year, so they're going to have a bigger class, and they've got a bunch of really top guys. I think they've got 13 guys on defense committed and 10 guys on offense. So the focus has been successful defensively. And the way James Laurinaitis and Tim Walton are recruiting on the defensive side of the ball, and the way Larry Johnson has done as well, and we know what Larry Johnson has done in the past, there's certainly a lot to like with the way things are going there. I think in June, though, in July, like, you're ranked number 1 in recruiting, that's fine. But the SEC, like with Nick Saban, and he's no longer here, so we'll see what Alabama does. Like, they would always just come up from the rear in October, November, December, and blow everybody away. So, it's kind of leading in June, July is fine. Leading in December, January, February is better. But you'd rather, you'd take the number 1 class right now. It's like it's proof that you're doing something right. And the way Ryan Day has done it, I think he relates well to players and families, and presents a future and product that entices both parties.
He is Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. The 5-star offensive lineman that Bobby's talking about is David Sanders. And just this past weekend, Gerd, he released his list of his top 4 schools: Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, and then Nebraska there. I mean, if you were to rank these schools, pros and cons of each one, he's the number 2 ranked prospect nationally, number 1 some. I mean, depending on where you look. I mean, it's as big, high profile of his guy as you could be after at this point in time. How big of a win would this be for the program, and then especially for Justin Fry coming into a big year for him and his offensive line?
Yeah, I think an interesting question is it bigger for the program or bigger for Justin Fry to be able to get that one? Because if you can land David Sanders and pair him with Carter Lowe, who is another 4 or 5-star tackle that they've already got committed, that's a pretty good haul. And then that leads into the 2026 class, which is very, very good in Ohio. So you can kind of clean up there as well. And so there's some credit that you build up. But, yeah, David Sanders, you see in that list his top 4 Nebraska on there. So that kind of is like, what's that about? I know Tennessee is expected to be a real favorite. I think another interesting aspect there is Clemson was thought to be a favorite way back when. And the way Dabo has approached recruiting and NIL and those sorts of things, it's kind of left them out of the lurch and left them in a lurch. And he's from North Carolina, and Clemson is out of his top 4, out of the picture right now. And so I think there's some self-evaluation that will have to go on at Clemson. But with Ohio State, I think a lot of people would say they're the favorite right now. I don't know if they would take Ohio State over the field, but everybody likes where Ohio State is. And the opportunity to play pretty quickly is available at Ohio State on the offensive line for a guy like David Sanders. So I think it's huge for a number of reasons. If Justin Fry can finish this job and get him signed, I think that bodes well for his future and the Ohio State future on the offensive line.
Do you think that Dabo's strategy in the transfer portal, because he's been adamant that they're just not going to do it, like they want no part of doing that. Do you think it's, I guess, stable or sustainable, kind of what they're doing in that strategy, Gerd?
It's sustainable as long as people are okay with it. And like, you can win pretty well at Clemson doing what he's doing, and you can make the playoffs. And it's kind of, would they be okay with Clemson becoming Penn State? And I don't know that they would, the folks there at Clemson, because they've got their national title, so they would certainly want more. Nobody's ever like, yeah, we've got one, we're good, let's just pack it in. Yeah, so I think there's going to be some frustration there, and I think from what I've been told over there, there's already frustration building, and Dabo is pretty stubborn with this whole thing right now. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he changes. If he changes, and if he doesn't, I think Clemson will eventually change.
It's crazy because Tommy Bowden's birthday was today, and I mean he was relieved of his duties, I believe, in 2009. So Dabo's been there for 15 years. I mean, and we were looking at some of on my show. Joshua Perry and I were talking about that on YouTube, and just the longevity of coaches. And you look at some of the guys, and Kyle Whittingham, who took over for Urban when he left there. You have some of these guys, Kirk Ferentz. There's a handful that are over 15, but really not that many. I mean, what do you see as the shelf life for college coaches now? They're compensated very well, but the job has taken on so many more responsibilities in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I don't think, Kirk Ferentz is the longest active coach, I believe, since, 1999. And, 25, 30 years ago, somebody coaching for 25 years, that was almost, that wasn't outrageous because we grew up with Bobby Bowden and, Joe Paterno and all of these guys. It's like, yeah, you're lifers because you just get to coach. And the thing about head coaches now is you don't just get to coach. You rarely get to coach, in fact. You're doing everything else, but then you also have so much pressure on you, and as you said, they're well compensated, but they're well enough compensated that you can burn out pretty quickly and then retire and live a pretty good life. Woody Hayes wasn't going to retire on what little pension he had after 25 years at Ohio State or whatever. Like, the guys now can make so much and then live afterwards. But the pressure, the stress, the lack of being able to coach. I remember a few years back talking to Big Ten coaches at Big Ten Media Days. Like, I asked them, what did you miss most about becoming a head coach after you were an assistant coach? And a lot of them just said, I miss coaching. I miss talking to the players. I miss, being in the room with the players in the position rooms, because you don't get to do that as much. And we've seen Ryan Day out, doing as much fundraising as he's ever done, more shows, just trying to get everybody out there. And so I don't know how long you can do that, how long they want to do that. That's why I think I'm not surprised when I see college guys go to the NFL, because then you can do more coaching there. And it's more about just the football rather than everything else that being a college coach entails.
Yeah, Jeff Hafley, an example of that. Just left Boston College to go be the coordinator for the Packers. Chip Kelly, right? I mean, guy on staff. Left being an active head coach at UCLA to come here and be the coordinator. Gerd, always appreciate the time. Thanks so much for hopping on with us here, buddy. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Talk to you guys later.
There he goes, Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching big delays out on 161 in New Albany. Expect lane closures in those westbound lanes of 161 right at Sunbury Road because of a crash. Also watching a disabled vehicle clear on the east side at the 270-70 split. Expect some lane closures on the ramp from I-270 southbound to I-70 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hi, it's me, Little Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. I know, you don't know me yet, but I'm here to let you know that I'm opening up a brand new store in your area, located at Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg, bringing even more of my everyday low prices to the people of Ohio. And if you can't wait, MyBobs.com is the quickest and easiest way to get unbeatable furniture prices delivered straight to your home today. That's my brand new Bob's Discount Furniture, coming to Reynoldsburg this summer.
Get Bob's Discount!
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money.
At Right Pack Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pack Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We save our customers tons of money and frustration by simply inspecting their sewer, water, and drain lines with our high-tech cameras before there's a problem. Check us out at CarpenterColumbus.com. That's CarpenterColumbus.com.
Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend is back. Shop buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special offers on diamond engagement rings. Visit us at Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, Friday, July 26th and Saturday, July 27th on Sawmill Road.
Hi, this is Justin Hinderer. Come see us at John Hinderer Ford in Washington Courthouse for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in Fayette County. We're all in on America and proud to be your Ford AgPack dealer. Don't forget to ask about our convenience and mobile service at the home of the lifetime powertrain guarantee, including engine, transmission, rear differential, and drive shaft on all qualifying vehicles. John Hinderer Ford, just off 62 at Washington Courthouse, or hindererford.net. We love what moves you.
The Buckeyes are starting fall camp and we're tagging along. The Fan is broadcasting live August 1st through the 4th at Ohio State football practice. Morning Juice and Bishop and Friends Thursday and Friday, plus live weekend programming. Let's go.
At UDF, our made-from-scratch peach ice cream is back with a bonus. When you buy 3 48-ounce cartons, you can quickly stack an extra 20 cents a gallon in gas savings. UDF peach ice cream, made for you, while supplies last with an opted-in UDrive account.
Skyline is turning up the heat this summer with Hot Met Cheese Conies, made with a premium Hot Met sausage from Queen City Sausage. But don't wait. Hot Met Conies are only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Come get yours today.
America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good times. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and vendor midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rod and party of the summer, and it's all going down this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at good-guys.com.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, the place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym, where you can pretend you're walking up an endless flight of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Fan weather
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy along with a few showers. It'll be windy with winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. The high will be close to 80. Tonight, we drop down to 72. The sunshine is back tomorrow, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, you're on the Juice. Are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Roberto. So Wednesday, buddy. What's got you fired up today?
So yesterday, as I mentioned, I spoke to the boss. Can't even think of what it stands for now. They explained it to me yesterday. But it was student athletes at Ohio State. It's an entrepreneurial program. Talked about branding, storytelling, all these different things. Great experience. Awesome student athletes over there doing a great job. So that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Super juiced here, running downhill now on the week, coaster bob time. And so we got that going for us. Really enjoy that. We're going to go whitewater rafting this weekend. So super pumped about that.
Where are we going for that?
New River.
Okay.
Going to go down to the New River. So heading down to Portsmouth, stay there the night, and it's about a 2-hour drive in.
I've never done that before. I've always wanted to do
it's
that.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. This is my third time. I went for my brother's bachelor party most recently, and then, I don't know, whatever the year Tress was that got fired, was that 2010?
Yes.
We went that year for Romo's bachelor party. We went
2011.
Yes, 2011 after the 10th season. Yes. So we went in April. It was cold.
Oh, I bet.
Water was a bit nipply, Beam. It was a good time. So super juiced about that.
They got the Golly down there too, right?
The upper and lower. I mean, that's where you do it. It's fun. It's a great time. So super juiced about that. We got our swim banquet tonight for my kids. So get to celebrate some of the things they did and put a little bow on this season for them at Scioto. So all that has me juiced. And what else has me juiced? I love Ryan Reynolds. I really love Blake Lively. I love them together. I'm glad those kids, that thing's working out. They've got a couple kids. They're still acting, having success. They seem to have a great relationship. And I'm not sure, do you know what awards banquet this was at?
I don't.
This is Blake Lively speaking about her husband, Ryan Reynolds.
I am his home, and our girls are his home. And just like that 19-year-old boy, he races home. Whether it's from across the globe or a meeting across the street, he is hardwired to get home. If he came home from set not in his wardrobe, we would be very concerned. Soaked in mud, fake blood, real blood, prosthetic scars, superhero suits, tap shoes, or clown makeup, Daddy always comes home. And that man races back to his real life like nothing I have ever seen. Especially not by someone who's able to be so all in his work life. He's able to somehow be everything to everyone all at once. He's the most present person you will ever meet. And yes, he creates magic in his work. But man, oh man, does he create magic in his real life. Home is where his heart is, which is why he gives so much of his heart back to his home.
It's just great to hear that. Yeah, it's I don't know if you get a greater compliment as a man, both with your family life and your work life, coming from your wife, who's also an actress, that you're that invested in both. Be present, Shark.
Yes.
Wherever you're at. Quit counting down the days and looking forward to retirement. Enjoy today. Life doesn't get easier. You get better at handling the hard.
He gets to sleep a little bit more, though. 366 days.
No way.
You know, when
I'm going to wake him up.
When she was given that speech, they panned to Ryan Reynolds, and he had tears in his eyes.
Oh, yeah, I would too.
And I did too. It was good stuff. Can we hear what Schlegs has to say? Because this is one of his best.
You guys know George Dickel. We talked about this, right? Dickel will do you know? And then I was talking to my sister-in-law about it, and she was talking to me about the Dr. Dickel, right? Some George Dickel and some Dr. Pepper. Well, you know what I did yesterday? I had a Monster Dickel, where I freaking put a lot of that into a Monster Ultra, 10 calories. And let me tell you something. It'll do you.
a little Dickel will do you.
It'll do you. I mean, he sounds like he's 90 years old.
I want you to comprehend the fact, too, that he is talking about mixing a Monster energy drink with whiskey.
Dr. Pepper, too.
But I feel like if you mix the orange with the whiskey, it might not be that bad.
Why don't you try it and
get back to us. This was quite the press release yesterday. Maybe you guys have heard this. I hadn't. So when I got this from something called the Ohio Catholic Athletic Conference.
I did see it. I saw it.
A new high school league being created. It's going to begin play in 2026 in football only. Here are the 8 schools that are going to make up the Ohio Catholic Athletic Conference. I like to call it the OCAC. 3 Columbus schools, Watterson, DeSales, and Hartley, plus Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, Cleveland, Villa Angelo, St. Joe's, Walsh Jesuit up in Cuyahoga Falls, Youngstown Cardinal Mooney, and Youngstown Ursuline. And as I said, football only.
That's the haul
for now.
Some of those.
Whoa. There are future plans for competing together in all the other OHSAA sanctioned sports. Yeah, like Bob said, that's a lot of travel in high school, but man, it sounds like a great conference, and it's nice to keep those parochial schools parochial.
It's like, the GCL down there in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They've got Elder Moeller, St. X, and I'm forgetting LaSalle, maybe. LaSalle's in there, too. Yeah, sounds... I mean,
the GCL.
Yeah, the GCL. That's all over the place for every one of those schools is going to have to travel a lot.
Yeah. And then what doesn't have me juiced? My man, one of my all-time favorites, Bernie Kosar.
Oh, gosh, I saw this.
Been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and liver failure. He's 60 years old now, has cirrhosis of the liver, and is currently on the waiting list for a liver transplant. His doctor said there's a 90% chance that he's going to need a liver transplant. And I don't know how many people are on that list.
A lot.
But I worry. I worry for my man Byrne. Beam, what has you
say feel the burn?
Feel the burn. B-E-R-N.
What's got me fired up? I know we were talking a little bit about Keegan Bradley being appointed Ryder Cup captain for next year when it comes here to Bethpage. So he had no idea that this was happening, like, at all. Keegan didn't interview for the Ryder Cup captaincy. He had a big media, scrum yesterday. Said he wasn't interviewed for the Ryder Cup captaincy job. He said that he didn't even think, because they obviously didn't make the team like last year when they went over to Italy. Said he was called by Zach Johnson when he was offered the position. So the captain who left him off the team called him and told him that he was going to be the next Ryder Cup team.
Have fun with this.
Ryder Cup captain. And then he also didn't get into like the politics of golf, but he did say, I don't care if you play on the PGA Tour. I don't care if you play on LIV. He goes, I want the best 12 golfers.
You know what? Good for him.
Yeah. The interesting thing is they always take a guy who's been an assistant captain before, a guy who's gotten his feet wet and elevate him. And Keegan has never been, he's still playing. It's not like he's...
Well, he said, too, he's like, I can make this team. Like, well, yeah, you can be you're the captain. You can pick yourself if you want.
Buddy Moon that thing?
Yeah, exactly. Little Jackie Moon.
Or Jackie Moon, I mean.
Going to trade Monix for a washing machine.
Has that happened before?
A playing captain?
Yeah.
Pete Rose.
No, talking about in the Ryder Cup.
And then he also was betting on himself to do it, too. So
I'll look at that during the break, give you a little history about that. And also, I've got mixed thoughts on the new Gladiator movie that's coming out. We'll get into that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Wednesday. We are watching a couple crashes. The first one on 161 out in the New Albany area. Expect lane closures on 161 heading westbound right at Sunbury Road because of a crash. Crews are working to clear up right now. Also tracking a disabled vehicle on the east side at the 70-270 split. Expect some lane closures over there on that ramp from I-270 southbound to I-70 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
With surgery and drugs being the main options to treat chronic joint pain, that left orthopedic surgeons like Dr. Ray Tessner thinking,
geez, wouldn't it be nice if we can have another form of treatment that eliminates some of the downside and has a bigger upside as we learn more about it?
And then he found it. Regenerative medicine, an exciting, fast-growing approach to dealing with pain using healing agents from your own body.
Well, it's using the miracle benefits of the human body to help encourage healing.
Today, you'll find Dr. Tessner at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving patients lasting relief from joint pain in their knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
It's one of the best management tools that has come around in a long time.
Finally, options other than surgery and steroids. All natural regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. Learn more. Call today for your free consultation.
Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark. The Shark Reds rookie Reese Hines had a double, triple, and home run as the Reds crushed the Rockies 12-6 in Cincinnati. Hines had a double and a homer in his Major League debut on Monday. Thus, he becomes the first player in history to have 5 extra base hits in his first 2 games. In Detroit, the Guardians outscored the Tigers 9-8 in 10 innings. Cleveland All-Stars Stephen Kwan, Jose Ramirez, and Josh Naylor combined to go 9 for 12 at the plate with 6 walks, 6 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. That snapped Detroit's 4-game winning streak. In hockey, 10 days after being released by the Blue Jackets, defenseman Adam Boquist has agreed to a 1-year contract with the Florida Panthers. He'll join his older brother Jesper with the Stanley Cup champions. This Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with the results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Wednesday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. You can always listen after the program is done. Find our podcast anywhere you get podcasts from. You can also stream it anywhere you get your streams on. You're on iHeart, on our regular app, on the website, on the YouTube machine now, too. You can watch us as well as listen to us. Also, all kinds of different ways to listen here to the program as we get rocking and rolling here on this third hour.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Reds 12, Rockies 6 last night. Sharky just filling you in there on the update. Triple home run, single for Reese Hines. Second home run, second no-doubter in this first 2 games as a Cincinnati Redleg. First player ever since like 1905 or going into the Wayback Machine to have 5 extra base hits in his first 2 games. So that guy is the 15th best prospect, not in baseball, but in the Reds organization. What'd you say he was hitting, Shark, in the minors? 216?
Yeah.
He's hitting 216, and he is just
He had like 13 homers and 41 ribbies at triple. He had struck out 126 times in 77 games.
You just had to see faster pitches.
I guess. They got a little desperate because they've got so many guys injured. They had to call him up. And, hey, when opportunity knocks, you take advantage.
Yeah, and he's doing that for
the
sure.
Iron Horse.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're doing pretty well against the Rockies. 12-6 winners. Guards 9, Tigers 8. Sharky had the over of 8.5 runs. Had the Guards laying 1.5 runs. That Manfred man, I know that the Gardos won, Sharky, but that Manfred man got you in the 10th.
Got me. It was a $5 bet, Beam. I could have made $11.55 or something.
Ooh,
would have been nice. Yeah, would have been pretty good for you.
What about your one-hitter, Shark?
All that when they open, apparently, these dispensaries.
Shark still likes to buy his stuff the old-fashioned way.
Sure.
I don't like to pay taxes on it.
In trade.
Sharky doesn't like to pay taxes on all that stuff.
Hey, I don't know how you tax services, Shark.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're providing services for product, I mean...
With you, Bob.
Great guy. Let me ask you this, Shark.
Oh, boy.
You're a big Cleveland guy. No, this is above board. It's about Bernie, who I love. I mean, I've got a chance to talk to Bernie a couple times. He was at Laurinaitis' wedding. Tremendous guy. Fun dude. And he was telling me a unique story at the wedding about his daughter.
Oh, no.
And some of her exploits.
Do you know about his daughter, Beam?
No.
You know,
Don't
Anybody who does know. He was talking.
She was a fine actress.
Yes,
I'm kind of putting down what you're saying now.
He was talking to me about that and some of the things that were going on, and so James got married at Miranova downtown, and so they were flipping the room from the ceremony to the reception.
Cocktail hour.
Cocktail hour, yeah. And then we're having cocktails, so we're having a drink or two. You know, me and Bernie is apt to indulge in a beverage from time to time. And so I'm talking to him, and he was just, telling, a story, talking about these things that were publicly out there, and kind of loudly. And then it started getting quiet, and I was listening, and the room, everybody had sat down, and he was still talking about that.
He was holding court.
It was just me. And my wife's like, Bobby. And I'm like, everyone's like, I could feel the eyes of everyone on me. Because everyone could then hear what he was saying, too. And he kept saying, guys like us. And I'm like, hey, I love you, Bern.
Don't lump me in.
Leave me out of this. I'm like,
oh, my God.
I didn't even have any kids at the time. Maybe just one. I don't think we had our second. Maybe two. It was short. He got married shortly after Tress's retirement, dismissal, whatever you want to say. But he was back for it. But it was, or no, maybe that was a different thing. I don't know if we had any kids, maybe one or two. But anyway, it was, they kept saying guys like us and talking about that. And I'm like,
men like us.
Like, no. And everybody was dead silent, Shark. I could hear everybody. They could hear their minds.
You could hear their eyes looking at you.
It was bad. So bad. It was one of the most, and because I was like, dude, I've always loved Bernie and respected him. I'm like, how do I, like, hey, let's finish this up. Let's go get seated. He's like, yeah, and then he would like hop back into it. It was probably 30 seconds, Shark, but it felt like 10 minutes. But speaking of that, Bernie beloved. I love Bernie, man. He's a great guy. Cleveland icon. Basically fixed the draft and the supplemental draft so he could become a Cleveland Brown Youngstown guy.
Where's he ranked for you, Shark?
This is an all-time. Bo was talking about this. I escaped my silo yesterday.
Good job, Bob.
And I was listening to Bo talk about this because Bo knows Browns.
Correct.
And just in the pantheon of living Cleveland sports icons, where do you put him?
Well, for me, it's a tie between Brian Sipe and Bernie Kosar.
Sipe's still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. A cardiac kid. I don't know if he had heart problems or not.
I would have a hard time differentiating between the two in terms of my love for them. Ernest Biner's number 3. Clay Matthews, number 4.
Really, Ernest Biner? I mean, I'm talking about not just Browns.
No, I know.
So your first 4 are Browns?
No.
You don't have Omar Vizquel in there?
No, Omar isn't my favorite.
That's your guy.
He's third in my Cavs list. Okay. He's not first in Cleveland history.
Sean Kemp?
Buddy Bell is my all-time favorite Indians player. Now, Brian and Bernie are number 1 and 1A. I don't know what order you want to put him in.
So you're hoping Brian dies first so that Bernie can then share that, have that living mantle.
The way it's going, it sounds like Brian's going to outlive Bernie.
How old is Brian Sipe? He's got to be in his 70s.
Gosh. He has to be. Look it up for me, Beam.
He's older than my dad.
74.
Yeah.
74.
He won because he won the MVP in 1980, correct?
That's right. Yep.
The last Cleveland Brown to win the MVP.
We're going on 44 years.
Yeah.
Deshaun's got it this year. Maybe Jameis.
Where did he play his college ball?
Who?
Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe?
San Diego State.
I knew that.
You know who his coach was, Bob?
Eric Coryell.
Don Coryell. Good call.
Yes. I read Sam Rutigliano's biography. My dad got it for me. He had signed it. And I was probably about 10 or 11 years old. He said, you should read this.
Was it Pressure?
I don't know what it was called.
Under Pressure,
my
maybe,
dad had
something
it.
like that. I read that.
And a lot of it was about Brian Sipe and the cardiac kids. And I mean, and then I think I had read a book about Brian Sipe that I didn't even realize was about him until I got done with it. But I can tell I was like halfway into it. But yeah, I mean, I always enjoyed that. But I was just curious because Bo said he's probably the most beloved Cleveland sports figure currently alive. And like this was probably crushing to people to see this with him.
So go ahead.
I mean, just because of everything. And I honestly haven't seen Brian Sipe in years. Bernie's very visible, and he's out in the community, which I think just endears him even more.
So I was looking up, we were talking about Keegan Bradley being perhaps a playing captain. The last time you have to go back for a playing captain for the Ryder Cup was all the way back in 1963 with Arnie. So it's been 60, it'll be 60-some years if Keegan decides that he wants to play since that happened. But before that, it was like a known thing, like the captain was usually going to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many people are on the Ryder Cup?
12. 12 guys.
I mean, you think Keegan Bradley's one of the best 12 Americans?
6 AQs, 6 captain's picks.
No, I don't think he's one of the top 12.
Not if they're including these live guys.
Well, yeah, certainly not.
If you don't have Bryson and Brooksy in there.
Yeah. And even DJ, he's not playing as well at the moment, but his Ryder Cup record is pretty good.
Well, you know, Brooksy was fading fast on the PGA Tour. His
Golf
ranking,
the injury he was dealing with.
He was down to like 22nd, 23rd in the world golf rankings, and he had won one tournament in his final 3 years on the tour. That was Waste Management out in Phoenix. And that's why he went to live. He wanted to get the money.
Yeah. It was guaranteed money, and it was also the fact that he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to rebound from that injury.
And then he won didn't he?
They won the
PGA.
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 Yeah,
PGA. He's won 3 of those in Super British, correct?
23.
Yeah, that was up in New York, was it not?
Did he just finish in the top?
He was up there for the Masters against Rahm in 23.
Yes. Well, no, this year he was. Gosh, he was
like in contention in one of them.
He was like in the top 5 going into Sunday, or maybe it was Saturday, and then fell apart. But yeah, he did win a major last year. I know that.
Yeah, he did. And then he also staved off Tiger at wherever Bellerive when Tiger was like making his charge the year before he won his Masters back in 2018, I think. Yeah, let's see what Brooksy did here. Yeah, tied for 45th, 26th, 26th has been his majors this year. They got one more coming up with the Open for next year. Did you watch the preview for Gladiator 2? Did you watch that?
I watched it last night when you sent it over.
Okay, did you see? Have you seen the previews for it?
I only what you sent me.
So they release, and Ridley Scott's doing it again, and I have mixed feelings about it. So I'm sitting there on the couch last night.
Ridley Scott's good though.
He is good. He's weird, but he's good.
Yeah, it's fine. You can be weird as hell. I don't care as long as you produce good quality.
So in like the first 30, 45 seconds, they show the Coliseum, and it's filled with water.
They used to flood it.
And so that was a thing that I didn't know, that they used to flood the Coliseum with water, with 5 feet of water. And it's a great modern engineering. Like, they don't know how really the Romans did it.
The aqueducts.
And so I was watching a video, like a 10-minute video then so afterwards explained. I just dove into a wormhole.
Yeah, they used to have those little seed battles.
And they said that it got so popular, like these reenactments of the water battles that were taking place, like the naval battles, that it got so popular that it ceased to happen in the Coliseum, and they literally built them a lake outside of the Coliseum then to have it be more popular. That blew my mind.
We're talking a big deal about putting a swimming pool inside an indoor football stadium. Yeah. They used to flood the Coliseum. They didn't have motors and pumps to get the water there.
Or drain it.
That's what I'm saying. They had those aqueducts. It's amazing. Ryan Day went to Greece. He's back now. And I ran into him. I was like, how's the vacation? He goes, it's amazing the things that they were able to do over there. He's like, you see the history of the world and just what the Greeks and Romans were able to put together. I mean, it's truly remarkable. I didn't realize you learn something new every day, Beam. Good for you.
I dove in and I was watching like a 10-minute video about just the Colosseum. And obviously you can watch multiple 60 hours of content about the Colosseum and the way that the gladiators and all the trapdoors, like the animal parades and the exotic animals and everything that they used to do.
You saw the trapdoors from the
Well, I did see that in the first one. And so I'm a little bit torn. I will see Gladiator 2 in theaters. I've already decided that. It's one of my favorite, the original is one of my favorite movies of all time. So Mare asked me last night when I got done watching the preview, she goes, that Gladiator 2, because she likes Gladiator a lot.
Of course she does. It has everything. It has the love story, the romance. It's got a great
evil villain.
Great villain.
Which the second one looks to have a pretty good villain too. That guy like caked in makeup. He looks pretty bad.
And it's got Denzel.
And it's got Denzel and Pedro Pascal.
How much does Denzel? I was watching on my phone. I'm like, he's starting to remind me of Morgan Freeman in that. I feel like that's.
He's got the gray beard.
He's got the gray hair and beard, and like I feel like if that would have been 20 years ago, that would have been Morgan Freeman playing that character.
I have such high regard for that first movie.
It's so
kind of like you in Top Gun Maverick. Where I'm like nervous. Scared. I'm a little scared and nervous to now watch the second.
Because you don't want it to be bad.
I don't want it to be bad.
You're just worried. And believe me, I'm with you. I was like, because Gladiator, I've told people, they start talking about favorite movies of all time. Something that you can rewatch whenever.
That's like Shawshank for me. Whenever it's on.
Mitchell Melton's was Ocean's 11.
Good one.
That's not bad. He's it's so cool. Those guys back in there. He was just all the actors. I was like, that was great. And I'm like, he goes, Joshua Perry asked me mine. I'm like, it might be Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
I go, just for everything that encapsulates, good story. It's longer, but it moves fast. And it's got like the great payout at the end. It's tremendous. The opening scene is on my signal, unleash hell.
Yeah.
It's so great. The guy murders his dad.
Yeah.
It has everything in there.
He chokes his dad out.
The iconic line. I knew a friend who once told me when death smiles at you, all you can do is look at it and smile back.
Great.
Well, tell me, friend, did your friend smile at his own death? You must know. He was your father.
It's great.
It's
so good.
Burn.
It's so good. So I'm a little bit tepid heading into the second one, but it comes out in November, so I still got a while to worry about that. Ross Bjork isn't shying away from big-time expectations in his first year as AD here at Ohio State. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Tracking major delays on 161 on the northeast side. 2 separate crashes. The first one going westbound right at Sunbury Road. There are lane closures in place in those westbound lanes. The second crash going eastbound. The left lane blocked just beyond Hamilton Road due to a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here for my friends at RCD RV. Remember your favorite summer vacation as a kid? Well, I sure do, and I can tell you those memories will last forever. And there is still time to create those memories with your family when you visit the fine people at RCD RV. You can literally go anywhere in an RV. The mountains, the lake, road trip of a lifetime. RCD has over 600 new and pre-owned RVs in stock, something for every budget. Visit them at one of their 3 Central Ohio locations or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here. Do you ever find yourself just accepting things the way they are? It is what it is, right? Well, that was me before I met my Awaken 180 coach. It wasn't only about the number on the scale. It was about reigniting goals I'd shelved, thinking they were out of reach. We sat down, and she didn't just talk numbers. She helped me uncover real goals, personal goals. Looking back at what those were, I've had a really solid lineup of victories. Sleeping through the night like a baby? Check. Playing a round of golf without nagging back pain the next day? Check. Desire to be more active? You bet. That's a check. And okay, yes, dropping a whopping 50 pounds, that deserves a loud and proud double check. Change your perspectives from what ifs to what's next. Pull up awaken180weightloss.com on your phone or computer. Select the day and time that works for you, and boom, the first step is done. Uncover your goals, then reach them with the solution for weight loss. It's online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all taking place this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet at Vendor Midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guys.com. America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good times. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and Vendor Midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rod and party of the summer, and it's all going down July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at good-guys.com.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy, high 77. It'll be windy this afternoon with winds gusting from the south at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we drop down to 72. And then on your Thursday, going 82 under mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's along here, little Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark.
Talk a little gladiator over here, Shark, and just breaking it down because like Lucius is the main character.
So the main character of Gladiator 2 is going to be like the main gladiator in this movie is Paul Mescal. And Paul Mescal then plays Lucius. Lucius is Commodus's nephew. So Joaquin Phoenix's nephew, who is like in trance with what
his sister's kid.
Well, yeah, like what Marcus is doing, and all kinds of different stuff. So I don't know what's going to go on with this. Where has he spent the last 15 years? Yeah. Like where has he been at? How did he go from like a house of royalty and nobility to being, the emperor's nephew to then being cast away and becoming a gladiator? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll answer those questions, but there's a lot going on.
There's definitely a lot going on there. And that's Beam. I mean, like it's such gladiators. There's so many moving parts in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a more uncomfortable scene?
Denzel trying to it seems like trying to usurp the empire.
Rome. Yeah, he's trying to take down Rome.
Yeah.
But is there a more uncomfortable scene, Shark, than when you have Commodus and his sister?
It's awful.
And
it's just terrible.
After he catches her in the, attempt to overthrow, release Maximus, and my kids are watching it and they're like, wait. Isn't that his sister? I'm like, it is.
That's why he's an all-time great movie villain.
Oh,
we want to talk about like top 4 favorite athletes of all time. He is on any short list of worst movie villains of all time.
Killed his dad.
Yeah.
What's to force his sister to marry him?
Yeah, all kinds of nasty
Is anybody
stuff.
back?
I don't think so. Everyone's pretty much dead.
I think this is all new.
I'm curious if the sister is alive.
Because that would be Lucius's mom, and we don't know what happened to her.
Said after that situation, Shark, she may have drank herself into oblivion.
Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be pretty good, though. Nurse Ratchet's also on the list for me of worst people in a movie. She is terrible. Like that, she may usurp Commodus as number 1 in the list for me.
I don't know.
She's
no, I don't think so.
She's pretty bad.
What about President Snow in Hunger Games?
He's a bad guy, too.
I haven't seen that as many times.
That's a pretty good question.
That should be the fan poll. We're looking for a fan poll, too, by the way, on the YouTube chat. You can...
The warden in Shawshank.
He a really bad guy.
There's a couple. We should do that. Is try to think of put together a list of the all-time just great.
Where would you rank Hannibal Lecter in movie villains? Because he's kind of the anti-hero.
I think he is, but he was also kind of likable.
He was.
I mean, you're not rooting for him,
but the conversations they have, you can relate. That's why I think Jodie Foster, you begin to get
into the mind of a maniac.
This guy is crazy, but there's something compelling about him that I enjoy.
He's what did you say? He's kind of likable.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's kind of likable. I mean, he strings that security guard up there and when he's making his great escape.
Oh, what a great escape, though. He was very, very smart.
Yeah,
I know that. Guy. He wasn't your typical serial killer.
No, he wasn't. I think of other worst movie villains. The guy in Air Bud who steals the dog. I remember that as a kid. He's a bad guy. He's a pretty bad guy.
Air Bud.
The leader of the Monstars in Space Jam, bad guy. The little tiny guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty bad.
I mean, the all-time probably villain is Joffrey. It's not a movie.
Yeah, that's a show.
Series. You get more.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he's the worst villain in the show. Like Joffrey, hateable. Ramsey, worse.
But Ramsey did his own work. I always had respect for him.
That's true.
If you're going to subcontract out your evil deeds, I don't know if I respect you quite as much.
Yeah, you're right. Ramsey did.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else?
Anakin's pretty bad. I mean, that dude turned into Darth Vader.
Yeah, but he comes back at the end. He's got some redeeming qualities. He did kill all the kids, though. I have a real problem with people killing children.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get over. What about the guy? Have you guys seen No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
The guy who's played by, is that Benicio del Toro?
Is he playing?
Yeah, but
Anton Chigurh?
No. It's
Javier Bardem.
Thank you.
Javier Bardem.
Married to Penelope Cruz, I believe.
Is? Good for him. Yeah, he's a really bad guy. He's a tough son of a gun, that guy. Yeah. I don't like that movie. I do like that movie. It stresses me out a lot. There is no music with that movie. So there's no score, there's no music for the entire
You know what?
I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's why it's so intense.
Well, that's there's
the coin scene with the guy at the gas station is an all-time.
Well, that's the same thing with Castaway. There's no music in that as well. That's it. You don't realize, you go back and watch that's why you're just so. Because the music adds things and it does provide stuff, but it does pull away from the human element of it, and you're connecting to the person.
What about Kathy Bates' character in Misery? She's pretty bad. Have you ever seen that, Bob? You ever seen Misery?
I haven't seen Misery.
That's a good one.
Tortures James Caan in that movie.
Meredith,
he's laid up in bed.
We watched that for the first time probably a couple of years ago, and she's like, is it a scary movie? Because she'll watch The Shining. I'm like, it's not as scary as The Shining is. And so we watched it, and the whole time, her eyeballs were just glued to the screen. She's like, she's lost the plot.
Hey,
absolutely lost the plot.
So Jeremy says in the chat, Lucius's mom is in the preview for Gladiator 2. I thought I saw her in there.
Okay, good.
I thought she was like, this is Maximus.
I wonder if it's the same I
think it was. She looked older, but it's like I said.
That's what I meant. Were there any actors back for this?
I think she was. I think she is. And it was just tough. I was watching on my phone. It was 10 o'clock at night when Beam sent it out.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was a little tired. But spending money to replace our home's windows, rarely something we're going to get all that stoked about. Usually have to do it because you're getting hammered with your energy bills, or your current windows just look atrocious. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes, your eyes, they will be opened, new windows. They legitimately change the look of your entire home. They're the eyes to your house. They will make it look beautiful. They will make it be more energy efficient. And they have all of the windows, colors, and styles like you've never seen before. And they have a great selection of doors, too. It can change it all. So go check them out at PellaColumbus.com or at their new showroom up in Polaris.
We had Ryan Hawk on yesterday, and AJ's goal is to win out in Tahoe, but he's got a long way to go for that. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We are still tracking delays on 161 because of two separate crashes. The first one going westbound. Expect lane closures in the westbound lanes right near Sunbury Road. Also, a crash going eastbound on 161 on the northeast side. The left lane slightly blocked off just beyond Hamilton Road as crews work to clear up a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You would just ask these questions. Should I sell when my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope that the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you'd like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out on your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and all the maintenance and upkeep, too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. You can get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's best value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Schmitz Cardell Jones Charity Softball Game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can Schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes great pride in providing great customer experience and quality product to every job they do. From the first phone call to the end of your project, they'll know who you are. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF, NewmanRoofing.com.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things that you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knee? Arthritic pain like I was having in my knee? Maybe your hip, your back, your shoulder? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that you can get lasting relief from. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day here in Columbus, led by Dr. Ray Tesner. I'm talking about cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Listen, my dad was having knee pain. I was having knee pain. So we went over to QC Kinetics, and they were able to help us out. And 2 years out, I'm still feeling good. My dad can still move around. So learn how QC Kinetics can treat pain and enhance your joints and restore your mobility and give you long-term lasting relief with no downtime. So check them out. Go to 380-208-4544 or head to one of their offices in Dublin, Gehenna, or now the new one that's most recently opened in Grove City.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How often do you compare yourself to others? It's easy to envy friends' lives on social media when you only see the good parts. But comparison is the thief of joy. Online therapy helps you focus on what you want, not what others have, because your best life is better than the idea of someone else's. Visit betterhelp.com/like today to get 10% off your first month.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Moving along here, Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark.
Am I wrong?
So
Am I wrong?
just the conversation that we have during the breaks, and that's why the breaks would be a great content show, is because we're just, churning off now movie villains, and I'm stuck on the idea that Shark thinks that Hannibal Lecter, his character development is so good that he ends up endearing you. And I'm not here to argue that, because you're kind of to the point. You catch, what's his name, Buffalo Bill or Buffalo Bob or whatever his name. Goodbye Horses playing in the background. If it puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. I'm not here to argue
like the lipstick in the mirror, though, Beam.
Well, yeah, that's when they're playing the music.
Beam, can I just run down a list for you from AFI?
Yeah, it was that the American Film
Institute.
Okay.
Number one villain in movie history, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Number 2, Norman Bates from Psycho.
Okay.
Number 3, Darth Vader.
Yep.
Number 4, The Wicked Witch of the West. Number 5, Nurse Ratched.
Okay.
Yeah, good call, Beam.
She's bad.
Number 6, Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life.
Never seen it.
Number 7, Alex Forrest from Fatal Attraction. She was Glenn Close. Number 8, Phyllis Dietrichson from Double Indemnity. Never saw that. Number 9, Regan McNeil from The Exorcist. Her head spins around.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
And then number 10, that's as far as I go, the evil queen in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You mentioned off the air Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
He's number 11.
Well, and you kept saying how likable Hannibal Lecter was. I said, I don't know if he's likable. It's the fact that he's charming.
Yes.
Like he's an intelligent guy. Like he draws you in. He's a great psychopath.
He is charming, I guess.
Like some of the other ones we threw out there, Denzel's character in Training Day.
Really good, because you mentioned this, until you're about 80% of the way through the movie, you think he's a good guy.
Yeah, you don't realize, you're trying to figure out what's
Ethan Hawke been doing all day.
Yeah.
He's been smoking PCP and stealing money and shooting people.
Yeah. Another one, someone that's
not stealing money was his undoing.
Hans Gruber.
Oh, yes.
Out of Die Hard.
Die Hard.
He's pretty good.
How about Arnold in The Terminator? The Terminator was a villain, and then in Terminator 2, he becomes
the hero.
The good guy. Yeah.
You like a good flip there. Also, the dude out of Inglourious Bastards, Beam.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz's character.
He plays a great psychopath.
Au revoir, Shoshana. He's eating the cream puff in that cafe. She's eyeing him the whole time. He is a pretty bad guy.
Ooh, Kevin Spacey in Seven.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. But
that's a really underrated movie.
I watched the last time I watched that.
Yeah,
what's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box?
The last time
you don't find out until the very end.
The last time I watched that movie was when William was just born.
Oh, that's good.
He was
warm your heart to be a dad.
He was eating Meredith was feeding him every 3 hours. And so our time schedule was
up in the middle of the night.
I'm up in the middle of the night. And this was when I was on paternity leave, Bob. So it was 2 weeks. After we had just brought him home. And so Mare's upstairs sleeping. I've got William downstairs with me, which was much easier at the time. You literally just lay him on the table. Lay him he's not moving much. He's sleeping.
Just lay him on you.
Yeah, I just lay him on me and it's fine. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching this movie, and in the back of my mind, I'm just wondering.
Is that your first time?
No, I had seen it before. Okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, is he picking up on any of this? Because I really hope not. And then they get to the end. You got Brad Pitt there, who is he's going nuts because you know what's going to happen. They're out in the desert, got the helicopters tailing them. He's pretty bad. He is a bad guy. Yeah. He's a pretty bad guy. What's the other one that he plays in? Usual Suspects, where he is at the end when he walks away with the limp.
Oh, yeah.
Kaiser Soze. He ends up being Kaiser Soze. Not, really all-time movie villain.
Is Sosa's guy is Al Pacino a villain in Scarface?
Yeah, bad guy. One of the biggest drug lords in the country.
He didn't treat his wife very well, I know.
No, he didn't.
That's Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
Yeah.
Cockroach. That was a great line. I used to love that movie. I watched that movie so much. I had a poster of Tony Montana on my wall as a kid.
Sticking his face in a pile of powder.
He comes out at the end, not feeling any pain with that grenade launcher or whatever he's got, standing on top of that balcony. God, that was a great scene. I don't know if I can. He's a great movie character. I don't think I would identify him as like an all-time movie villain.
Yeah. It's always interesting as like you watch, and I think as you get older, when you're young, you overlook a lot more of the people's flaws. Maybe as you get older, like, maybe you become a little more critical of how they interact and things they do.
Monty says Scar from Lion King, great movie. Awful as a child watching that when he pushes Mufasa into the herd.
It's an animal for crying out loud.
But still, it's
like saying that the shark in Jaws is a movie villain.
Yeah, but the shark in Jaws
in Jaws made more people scared to go into the water and the ocean than any other movie creature has of all time. That guy probably had more economic impact on beach towns across the United States than anyone ever did.
I mean, is the antagonist in that, is it Captain Ahab, whatever, Captain...
It's Captain Ahab's from...
I know, it's from Moby Dick. That's basically his character.
It's Deputy Lieutenant...
it's not
Roy Scheider.
Not Roy, the other dude.
Oh, Shaw.
Yes. Captain, what do they call him? Like, is he Captain Shaw? He's the captain of the boat.
No, Shaw is the actor's name.
Oh. But I mean, the dude that shoots the radio at the end so that they're taking on water.
Quint.
Yes. I mean, is Quint the villain in that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, other than Bruce, the shark.
Yeah.
Aaron says Heath Ledger is the Joker. Yeah. Awful movie villain. Great movie villain.
Great. I mean, you really grow to hate him quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
He does a good job in that.
Brian with a Y says Ray Fiennes and Schindler's List. Shark, you had mentioned that. That's a terrific movie. I can't watch it. I watch it like once every 10 years.
Yeah, because the amount of alcohol you have to consume while watching that to realize the worst parts of humanity are really tough.
Yeah, that one's really bad.
Put that on Christmas Eve, Beam, to get you in the mood.
Jay says Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore.
He is. He really is. Shooter McGavin is a phenomenal villain. He is a phenomenal villain.
He is pretty good. He is a really good villain for what that movie is. Tony said Nick Cage and Face Off. That's a great movie.
That is.
It's a crazy. I don't know what's a crazier concept, that or Con Air when he's strapping his metal boots to the top of the airplane.
He walks. Oh yeah, he walks on it. Well, they're traveling like 400 miles an hour.
Nick Cage apparently is supposed to be in this new movie.
Nick Cage is in every new movie. He makes 12 a year.
It's called Long Legs, and the way that I was kind of reading about it, like they've done a really good job marketing this movie, and it's like crept into my algorithm a lot. So he is a serial killer basically, and it's kind of like the Silence of the Lambs because he's locked up, but he's trying to help a detective like track down a killer. So it's kind of in the same vein of that. And the way that they've marketed this movie is that the actress for the first time, like they had a heart rate monitor on her. And so her resting heart rate was like, I don't know, whatever a normal resting heart rate is, like 86 or 70 or whatever it is. And the way that they're doing is like the first time that she sees Nick Cage as the actor in this movie where he is like the evil villain, like the killer who's helping her track down some other criminal, her heart rate spikes to like 160. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. And I guess that's supposed to be one of the scariest movies that come out in a long time. So not sure if I'll be watching that. Not really like a jump scare, scary movie kind of guy, but I do like a psychological thriller.
That's good. Nothing better than a good psychological thriller, Beam.
Yeah, for sure, man. By the way, AJ's got a long way to go in this. You were going to say it a little bit earlier. Marty Fish is the leader and he's the odds-on favorite to win the American Century. He's won it almost like every year, I think. Romo, your guys, at 5-1. Joe Pavelski, great hockey player, at 7-1. Annika Sorenstam at 9-1. John Smoltz at 10-1. You have to go all the way down to
Aaron Rodgers, 30-1.
30-1, not bad.
Like top 10, right?
AJ is 1,000-1 odds to win.
I don't think you can bet that on FanDuel, can you?
I don't think you can.
But Vince Carter, The Miz, the wrestler, Miles Teller, Mike Golick, Larry the Cable Guy. There's a bunch of guys. Charles Barkley, 5,000-1. My man DeMarcus Ware, who's not great at all at golf. Great football player.
Kyle Rudolph at 5,001. That's kind of surprising.
Steve Young's 4,000-1.
Yeah.
Oh, Vrabes is playing in it?
Yeah, what's Vrabes odds?
2,500 to 1.
Oh,
So
he's got a nice value to him.
I love that Ryan said AJ's either driver wedge or driver like chip out. I mean, so we're not laying up.
We're not going to lay up. Why would we do that? We're going to reveal our fan poll coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a few major crashes out on 161 on the northeast side. 3 separate crashes, 2 of them going westbound. Expect to be slow moving approaching 270 because of a crash in the westbound lanes right near Sunbury Road. Also in the eastbound lanes out there, we're watching a crash that has the left lane blocked just beyond Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait, I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hi, it's me, Little Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. I know, you don't know me yet, but I'm here to let you know that I'm opening up a brand new store in your area, located at Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg, bringing even more of my everyday low prices to the people of Ohio. And if you can't wait, mybobs.com is the quickest and easiest way to get unbeatable furniture prices delivered straight to your home today. That's my brand new Bob's Discount Furniture, coming to Reynoldsburg this summer.
Get Bob's Discount! America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good times. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and vendor midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rodding party of the summer, and it's all going down this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at good-guys.com.
Hey guys, it's summer and time to do more outdoors, but do you feel out of energy, lacking motivation and mental focus? It could be low testosterone. Low T affects millions of men and happens naturally. The solution? Testosterone replacement therapy at Low T Center. It starts with a quick test and results are fast. Don't wait. Take control of your health. And now, Low T Center is offering a free initial test. So if you're over 30, schedule a visit at lowtcenter.com today. Offer till July 6th. That's lowtcenter.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Wouldn't it be fun if we went back and aired old Buckeye games where they kicked the crap out of people? It's happening, baby. Join Timmy Hall for Buckeye Replay, Saturday at 1.
This week, Ohio State and Oregon in the 2010 Rose Bowl.
The Fan.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof, but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 roof.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy along with a few showers. It'll be windy with winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. The high will be close to 80. Tonight, we drop down to 72. The sunshine is back tomorrow, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
We're here on The Juicer, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo and the boys going to be up after we're done on until noon. All kinds of good stuff for them coming up. YouTube chat's popping off this morning with movie villains. Meredith actually texted me because she's taking William to gymnastics. They do that every Wednesday. And she also said the clown from Air Bud. Yeah, the guy was a traumatizing figure for me growing up.
Anybody that's going to steal a dog, yeah. It's not a great thing.
JPAVs texted us and said Ray Finkel.
Finkel is Einhorn?
Yeah.
She's pretty good villain. I will concede that. Creepy and weird, but yes. Pretty good.
I can't get over the fact that Sharka said that Hannibal Lecter is a charming character.
Of course. I would expect nothing. Listen, that is factually accurate. I mean, he is a charming dude. So, I mean, it's okay. He's intelligent, like a lot of sociopaths.
I know.
I mean, that's what makes him a complex character. Like, you almost start to like him. And then you're like, wait a second, this guy's a creep and a psycho.
Mike says Bricktop from Snatch. Yeah, he's pretty good. Never trust a man that owns a pig farm. That's a solid one. Whenever I watch that movie, I have to put subtitles on, though, because I don't know what they're saying. Especially Brad Pitt, when he gets into, like, his gypsy accent. I'm like, I have no idea what in the world you're talking about. Dags. I don't know. I have no idea about that. Daniel Day-Lewis is great. There Will Be Blood. Bob, have you seen that? Have you seen There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis?
I don't think I have. That's when you mentioned, and I couldn't think of that. Just put that in the group text.
All right.
So when I have something to watch this Saturday night,
it'll be better than Eastern Promises. It's still a trudge movie, but you'll like it probably a little bit better.
I mean, Eastern Promises was good. It's just it was at the end I was so depressed afterwards.
Yeah, that happens. He also plays Bill the Butcher in Gangs of New York, who is a great villain.
Which, yes, he is a very good.
Someone on the chat said Jim Harbaugh, ultimate villain. Yeah, he could be the ultimate villain. Little khaki pants, that hat. Dip spit flying down his face, tethered to a headset. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Drinking big glasses of milk.
Yeah, eating steaks. All kinds of good stuff. Yeah. Well, how was House of the Dragon for you? I know we really haven't expanded on it much.
It was good. It was unexpected. There was a lot of twists and turns. You could kind of see some of the stuff coming, but you didn't know how it would all end out.
Let me ask you this question. So when Aemon is laying in wait and they fire up those two like flaming arrows.
I figured that's what it was.
I did too, because I'm like, well, there's something going on here. They're not going to take this castle in the broad daylight, because was it Gawain, who was Alicent's brother's like, what are you doing, man? Did we not realize what was happening a couple of days ago?
Are you scared? He's like, no, I just have respect for my life.
Yeah. And
They're
so
rational.
They fire up the two arrows to signal to
the guys with the horns.
To signal to Aemon to come out there with Vhagar. So, is it Sunfire and whoever's fighting? It's Aemon and Rhaenyra are having the big...
Sunfire is Aegon's.
Aegon's, yeah, that's right. And so they're having the big dragon battle. I'm like,
starts with an M.
This is great. Meleys was the dragon's name. I'm like, this is terrific. So when Vhagar pops out of the woods, I'm like, oh no, because you just see everybody on the battlefield. Yeah. Just looking at him like, what the hell is that thing? Where did that come from? I got a good jump scare when Aegon's dragon went down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're fighting, Vhagar, you don't really know where he's going. He gets scratched a little bit.
It's kind of interesting how Aegon's dragon went down.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know what the subplot is. Is he alive?
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Yeah, he took a pretty big tumble. I don't know if he's going to be alive, what's going to happen with the throne after that. But when Vhagar starts flying up the cliff and takes down Meleys, the other dragon, I jumped because I have to have that show.
Oh, she's looking around.
Yeah, she knows what's going to happen. But I agree
We
with
actually
you.
watched the last 10 minutes downstairs where we have our surround sound, and it was good. Normally, I have to watch that stuff in my bedroom by myself, with Cord and I. And we're watching it on our TV. It's 15 years old, not as good. All the best stuff's in the basement, first floor.
Yeah.
I go, how come I can't get to watch the stuff I want to watch in a sound system that I paid to be able to consume it in? That's what I want.
Because you don't know when when multiple scenes are going to pop up in
And
that
that's
show.
the problem, is it gets a little distorted.
When am I at the age where I have to stop watching stuff I like with William? Am I there now?
No.
Okay.
You've got way more time.
He is starting to parrot a little bit. Like the other day, my stepdad came up and he was saying Papaw all day because we're like, Papaw, Papaw, Papaw. And so he is starting to do that a little bit more, Bob, which I'm a little bit worried. Not necessarily with the language in that show, but more so the contents of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But where he's not up when we're watching it. That's a show we watch by ourselves at nighttime. So I think we can still probably get away with that. For at least, how much longer do I have on that? He's 16 months right now.
It's a great question. I'm not positive. I would say probably till he's 5, 4.
Okay.
3 there a little bit, 4 or 5, they start knowing and asking questions.
Okay, that's when we're going to have the cutoff. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. You can write into with this because I think every person has their favorite / least favorite movie villain. Who's the worst movie villain in history? Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. Commodus, which got this whole thing kickstarted because of the Gladiator 2 preview that just came out yesterday. President Snow for the Hunger Games. Shark, that was your top vote. Was President Snow out of the Hunger Games, or Nurse Ratched, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Anton Chigurh I still hold in pretty high regard from No Country for Old Men. He is a pretty awful movie villain. Daniel Day-Lewis, There Will Be Blood is really good. The top 3 for me have to go Hannibal, Commodus, Nurse Ratched. That's depending on the mood of the day. I could throw somebody else in my top 4, but those are always going to be, I feel like, in my top 3.
Nurse Ratched is pretty good.
Yeah.
And Hannibal's good. I mean, I would say you're not far off base with that beam.
Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on a big Thursday if they allow us? You good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Bo and the boys, they're up next. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we're watching multiple crashes out on 161 on the northeast side. Crews are working to clear these up, but expect to be slow moving coming into the 270 loop from 161 on the northeast side. There is a crash in the westbound lanes near Sunbury Road. Also, another crash in the eastbound lanes right just beyond Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Is a fan action update.
Big Ten action update. The Oregon Ducks have the second best odds to win the Big Ten this year at 2-1. Oregon has the third best odds to win the national championship at 8-1. And the Ducks season win total is at 10.5 games. Oregon's non-conference schedule includes games against Idaho, Boise State, and Oregon State. And Oregon is minus 280 to make the 12-team college football playoff. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is your exclusive in-person advance sale ticket outlet for the 2024 Ohio State Fair. Discount admission tickets are $8 at participating stores. Enjoy food, entertainment, animals, rides, and so much more at the Ohio State Fair, July 24th through August 4th. Get advance sale tickets now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's a great feeling doing business with
John Hinderer Honda.
It's a great feeling doing business means we're one of the highest rated nationally in customer service. We have one of the largest selections of Hondas, and we make service simple with car convenience and mobile service, all while serving Central Ohio for over 30 years. John Hinderer Honda, Route 79 in Heath, or HindererHonda.com. Open Sundays.
Great feeling doing business with John Hinderer Honda.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Broadcast